Falling missile debris caused damage and sparked fires in 3 districts of the capital. The attack knocked out heating to hundreds of residential buildings, over a dozen medical facilities and 30 schools and kindergartens. The Russian ministry says the strike's in response to a Ukrainian missile attack on Russia's Rostov border region earlier on Friday. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Authorities in the German city of Magdeburg say at least 2 people were killed and dozens were injured after a car plowed into a busy Christmas market in what officials called a deliberate attack. Authorities say an adult and toddler were killed in Friday's violence. At least 60 other people were injured, including 15 who were hurt seriously. Authorities say the driver of the car was arrested. Saxony-Anhalt's interior minister told reporters that the suspect is a 50-year-old Saudi doctor who first came to Germany in 2006. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 498 points. The Nasdaq rose 199. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Do you just grin and bear it or bite the bullet when it comes to everyday pain? Don't. Try Relief Factor, a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free. It's developed by doctors. In 3 weeks or less, you'll know whether it works for you like it works for me. Try Relief Factor for yourself. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. 5.
Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy has a wish list for the incoming Trump administration.
This includes oil and gas exploration in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and reversing restrictions on logging and road building. Dunleavy has asked President-elect Trump to issue a state-specific executive order aimed at achieving those goals and others. Along with other Republican political leaders in the state, he has expressed excitement about Mr. Trump's return to the White House and sees him as being much more friendly to resource development in Alaska than President Biden. John Scott reporting.
The Education Department has reached an agreement with the University of California system resolving complaints from Jewish and Muslim students of discrimination and harassment during protests last spring over the war in Gaza. It investigated complaints against UCLA, UC Santa Barbara, and UC San Diego. News and analysis at townhall.com. Tesla's recalling almost 700,000 vehicles because of an issue with the warning light on the tire pressure monitoring system. Correspondent Rita Foley reports.
Here's the problem. The tire pressure monitoring system warning light may not stay lit up between drive cycles, failing to warn the driver of low tire pressure. If your tires aren't properly inflated, you could be at a higher risk of a crash. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the recall includes some Model 3s from 2017 through 2025, some Model Ys from 2020 through 2025, and some Cybertrucks from 2024. Tesla says it's got a free software update to fix the problem. I'm Rita Foley.
Amazon workers affiliated with the Teamsters Union are on strike for a second day at 7 of the company's delivery hubs just days before Christmas. More at townhall.com.
This is a special presentation of high school basketball on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High school basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Berks Catholic High School, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Reading, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Fills, Savage Auto Group, Shirley's Cafe, Shore Stay Best Western Hotel in Reading, Senda Auto Sales, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
Now for all the action, let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. WE's coverage of high school basketball continues tonight. Berks Boys Division I as the Reading Red Knights square off against the Wilson Bulldogs. Reading struggling so far on the season, just 1-5. And as you heard, if you heard our game on a Tuesday night here on WEU, Red Knights falling to 0-2 in Division I after their loss to Berks Catholic. The Bulldogs are 5-1 overall this season, and Wilson is 2-1 in Division I. Their lone loss also coming to Berks Catholic in a game you heard earlier here on WEU as well. Tonight, it is the Red Knights and the Bulldogs. It's always fun when these two teams go toe-to-toe with one another, and we'll have it for you. Our high school basketball coverage is presented by Savage Auto Group. It is live on 8:30 a.m. WEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. And you can watch our game for free. If you haven't found it by now, go to 8:30 WEU Sports on our YouTube channel, and you can watch our games for free. They're also available on our Facebook Live on our 8:30 WEU Facebook page. All of it leads us to basketball and more of our pregame show when we come back to West Lawn after this.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Doors. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back to Wilson High School alongside Rich Scarcella, who has not yet left for State College, but he won't be leaving soon. But he's got basketball work to do tonight as he's here with me. My name is Bob McCool. Reading High and Wilson squaring off Division I of the Berks Boys Basketball Conference. If you're new to our coverage this season and maybe don't know the story, if you have, well, this story that will continue to repeat itself well into January and into February throughout the Berks County portion of our basketball coverage is what Division I in the Berks Conference is going to be like with the likes of Wilson, Reading, Muhlenberg, Berks Catholic, and Governor Mifflin, who might have been a sleeper to some, but has certainly made its name for itself early on. And that happened with Muhlenberg and with Berks Catholic from Governor Mifflin's standpoint. But for these two teams, Reading High, again, 0-2 in the division with losses against Muhlenberg and Berks Catholic. Wilson, 2-1 in the division. They also lost to Berks Catholic. They beat Governor Mifflin 44-41 on Tuesday night, and they lost to, they beat Twin Valley in between as well. So the Bulldogs are at 2-1. But Rich, we'll start with the visitor, the Red Knights, as we get into this game. The Red Knights are still trying to figure out who they are. They're trying to figure out what they are, and Francis Kamara is more worried about not what they think and what they do, but just for them to go out and play the game the way he knows that they're capable of playing. Yeah, Bob, we've seen them in their last two games, losses to Berks Catholic and Muhlenberg, and we've seen stretches where they've played well, and they've looked like typical Reading High basketball teams. And then suddenly they become discombobulated for whatever reason. And that's what he's looking for. Francis Camara is looking for consistency, not just consistency on offense, consistency defense, rebounding right across the board. Hasn't seen that yet. And that's the sign of a young team. This is a very young team. The two leaders are a junior, Wesley Rosario, and a sophomore, Jeremiah Kamara, Francis' son. So you would figure that you don't have a lot of senior leadership on this team in the primary roles.
Yeah, when I'm making my notes for the game and to talk about our pregame show, I wrote down desperation mode because for me that's the kind of the spot that Reading High is in. I think Matt Colgin may have summed it up a little bit better. He kind of referenced the fact of a wounded animal, and that's what he was trying to tell his kids. Like, look, yeah, it says 1-5, but it's Reading High. And they're going to come at you like a wounded animal, and a wounded animal is the toughest fight you're going to find. And that's what he's trying to instill in his kids, because that's what he expects to see out of Reading High.
Yeah, for sure. They are the Red Knights are wounded animals, no doubt about it. Sitting here at 1-5 on December 20th, but there's a lot of character and pride in the Reading High basketball program, and a lot of all of these kids have come up, lived in the city. They are well aware of it, what they're representing, what that uniform means. And I think you're right, and Matt Colgin's right. I think you're going to see a lot of fight in them tonight. They're playing shorthanded. They're going to be without Justin DeCastro, who has a hip injury. He's their second leading scorer, averaging almost 13 points a game. So somebody has to step up, not only offensively, but defensively. And honestly, Bob, that's what Reading has to do better. They've got to play better defense. They've got to create opportunities to get their transition offense going. And that's what Francis Camara hopes for tonight.
Yeah, you look at their scores, and you look at the fact that, especially their two division games, they lost to Muhlenberg, as we said, and to Berks Catholic. They scored 58 against the Mules. They scored 52 against Berks Catholic. And we're looking at that as kind of, the offense has to step it up a little bit. But Francis Camara is looking at it the other way around. He's looking at the fact that they gave up 70 to Muhlenberg and they gave up 73 to Berks Catholic.
Right, and he's right, because that's so atypical of the Reading High, the tradition and the history. They almost always play great defense, and this team hasn't. Well, we didn't see them do it the last two games. I think we may see a different Red Knights team tonight. We may see them come out, be very aggressive. They've got a challenge because they're facing Wilson and Maddox Gruber, who's one of the leading scorers in Berks County. So I think it's you don't want to say it's now or never or do or die or this is a must win. But it almost is, because you can't fall to 0-3 in a division where you only play 12 league games. And again, with the balance that's in this division, Wilson, Mifflin, Muhlenberg, Berks Catholic, if it's starting 0-3 is going to be a really deep hole to dig out of.
Yeah, and one of the other questions that I had for Coach Camara was, I said, look, the one thing I've always said over the course of this great run that Reading High has been on over the course of the last several years with a couple of state championships in and everything else, is that the one thing I've believed about the Reading High kids is that what they believe, which is that it's because it says Reading on my jersey, I'm already better than you. I don't care if the Philadelphia 76ers are walking in the gym. The Reading High kids feel as if they're better than them. Doesn't matter if it's Archbishop Wood. Doesn't matter if it's Roman Catholic. Reading High kids believe they're better than whoever it is they're playing. And do these kids believe that? And he said yes.
He said yes, but we haven't seen that.
No,
we have. I mean, we're from 1,000 feet above, but we haven't seen it the last two games. They've got to be confident and consistent from start to finish. And if they do that, they've got a chance to win this game tonight. I think they're going to play better defense tonight. I do. And, Wilson is, Matt Colgin has told us they're not playing great offensively. He's a little concerned by some of their guys struggling to shoot the basketball. So this might be an opportunity for Reading to break its slump, to end its slide, and to get back in this Division I race.
Yeah, it pretty much only takes one at this point in time. and the Red Knights could be in a whole different world. Let's take a timeout. We get back to West London. We'll talk about the home team. It's Reading High and Wilson tonight on WEEU in Reading.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
Back in West Lawn alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Varsity teams are out on the floor warming up, getting us set for tonight's basketball game. We told you a little bit about the Red Knights. Let's talk about the Bulldogs. Again, sitting at 5-1. Their lone loss coming to Berks Catholic, a game we had earlier this season. They lost 54-49. They beat Twin Valley 67-37 in their lone crossover so far with Division II. And then back on Tuesday night, they beat Governor Mifflin, gave the Mustangs their first loss in division play with a 44-41 victory. So the Bulldogs are in a good position, you would think, but their coach thinks that there's a whole lot more that's missing from what Wilson is. But the one thing that they are in reality, Rich, because we saw it, we witnessed it, they're 1 quarter away from being unbeaten because they were down 14-2 to Berks Catholic after a quarter. At that point forward, it was a pretty even game.
It was a very even game, and they played really well those final 3 quarters. You know, there's a little, Kingston McCoy just had a little bit too much for them down the stretch. But I think Wilson's, we talked about it, I think, when we were here, a week and a half ago. They're getting they're getting their basketball legs back because a lot of these guys played football and they had a very successful football season, reached the District 3 semifinals, excuse me, I was going to say championship game. District 3 semifinals, lost to Harrisburg, and so they're just getting.
No, you're right. It was a championship.
Yeah,
I don't want to get letters from the.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was a championship. It was a state semi.
The district championship.
Yeah.
They lost to Harrisburg.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is, they're getting their basketball legs back. Guys like Maddox Gruber and Corral Akings, their 2 leading scorers, especially. Gruber had 19 points the other night against Mifflin. Akings with 9. I think they're going to get better and better as the season goes on. Matt Cauldron would like to see Tommy McFadden, who is an outstanding soccer player, he'd like to see him become more aggressive offensively, be a little bit more selfish. He'd also like to see Luke Levan kind of take charge underneath, be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, because right now it's been the Maddox Gruber offensive piece of the puzzle. Gruber's been fine. He's averaging 17 a game, but the Bulldogs at 55.7 points per game have not gotten consistent scoring from anybody else. And especially, too, Will Akings in the game we did against Berks Catholic was great. He had 18 points, but he really hasn't done a whole lot else overall in the season beside that. And that's a piece of the puzzle that's missing. And the other piece of the puzzle that they haven't gotten a whole lot from offensively is their big man in Luke Levan.
Yeah, Luke is averaging 5.7 points a game, and he has the skills. He just doesn't have that. I don't know what I don't want to criticize him but he doesn't have that fight in him yet. That aggressiveness, that attack mode, and I don't know how you teach that. Maybe he develop it, but I don't know. But I know Matt Cauldron, if he'd be thrilled if Luke Levan started dominating the paint, and maybe it happens here tonight against a Reading High team. That's without Justin DeCastro.
Because with Levan's size inside, he's basically about 6'5". He's one of the things that nobody really has in Berks County. There really isn't a big man in Berks County who is a low post presence.
There's one here in front of us, but he's ineligible.
Yes, that's correct.
For Reading.
Correct.
But you're right, Bob. Levan, if he can just figure out something between now and the beginning of the postseason,
Wilson will be they're going to be a tough out, but they're going to be a really tough out if they get 10, 11 points a game from Luke Levan.
And that's what they were able to get from him a lot last year is give or take around double figures, including at one point, he had 22 as a career high against Exeter last year. He just really hasn't been able to find that offensive spark. Matt Colgin, as he usually does, put the blame on himself. He said, I think I've been too worried about trying to get some other pieces together that I haven't really paid enough attention for us to consistently feed the ball to Luke Levan. But, the old adage is for a big guy is that you can always generate your own offense by doing some work inside. And with his size, he certainly has the presence to be able to do that. But it's a presence right now that they're looking for from Wilson. And ultimately, that's a big difference if the Bulldogs can get him involved.
I mean, if Matt Colgin and his staff get Luke Levan and Tommy McFadden on track offensively, Wilson could be a really dangerous team.
For sure. I mean, if the five on the score, any of those five on the floor can score, and he feels pretty confident with some of the players he's got coming off the bench, including the very promising football players / basketball player and sophomore Michael Glover. He is a man-child to be for sure. And as he gets his basketball legs under him, he can be that low post player that the Bulldogs need. He's not as tall as Luke Levan, but in terms of a space eater, at 6'3" and all of about 225, 230, he can eat up some space.
Yeah, he's a physical presence. There's no doubt about it. And again, he's got skills, but he's also coming off a football season where he was a standout, and he's got to keep developing those offensive skills. And maybe Matt Colgin ends up playing him more if that's the case.
Let's take a look now at our keys of the game, and they're brought to you by RE/MAX Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770 and ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. It's Wilson and Reading, and Rich Scarcella has his keys to the game.
Let's start with the visiting Reading High Red Knights. They want to slow Maddox Gruber and make him feel uncomfortable. What that presents itself as, we're going to find out. But Maddox Gruber is going to be a key for the Red Knights on defense. Not a surprise. The Red Knights also want to rebound the ball consistently. I don't think they've done a really good job of it. I know that in the two games that we've seen, they're not doing a good enough job boxing out. They need to do a better job rebounding the ball consistently. And the last one is get stops. Francis Kamara stressed that with us in the pregame. They are not getting enough stops defensively. Once they get the stops, that's going to turn their running game, going to drive the running game, and it's going to allow them to score more freely. For the home team, the Wilson Bulldogs, limit the turnovers. That's what every team wants to do against the Red Knights. They also want to rebound the basketball, and they have the horses to do it. And they also want to share the basketball. When they penetrate, they want to find the open man because Reading does a great job of help defense. They do a great job of double teaming. So Matt Colgin wants his players penetrate and find the open man.
Take a look now at our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic and homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being accepted, and it's only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, a taste of Italy, right here in Reading. Rich mentioned that there is a change to the starting lineup for the Reading Red Knights, coached by Francis Kamara in his second season at his alma mater. After spending several seasons as an assistant under Rick Perez, Coach Kamara is now 23-16, and he will have his son Jeremiah in the lineup. He is just a sophomore, and he'll be joined in the backcourt by Wesley Rosario, the 6-foot junior point guard, and also getting the start tonight in replacement of Justin DeCastro out. A little bit of a hip issue that's been bothering him, and they've ultimately sat him down for tonight's game, hoping to get him back and healthier. So Nelson Malave, who had been their first man off the bench, will be in the starting lineup tonight for the Red Knights. He is also a sophomore and 6 foot tall. Khalil Samuel at 6'2", and a senior is at one forward spot. And the other senior who's in the starting lineup for the Red Knights is Xavier Beatty. who is 6'3" and a forward. For the Wilson Bulldogs, and they are coached by one of their own as well, and Matt Colgin, a 1990 graduate here at Wilson High School, and now in his 24th season at his alma mater. His record stands at 4-13 and 198. That is fifth best in Berks County High School basketball history, in boys basketball history, that is. Behind, next up on the list, is his mentor, Reggie Weiss. He is among the names at the top of that list. Goes Snip, Lloyd, Silent, and Reggie. That's as good as you need to know. And Matt Colgin is in that stratosphere now with his 413 wins. And the starting five for the Bulldogs, it is a very experienced lineup with four seniors in the starting five. Backcourt is Maddox Gruber at 5'10", John Edom at 6 foot, and Carell Akings, the lone underclassman, at 5'10". And then Tom McFadden at 6 foot and a forward, along with Luke Levan, the big man, as we talked about before, at 6'5", and the senior. So that's the starting five for the Bulldogs. Time for us to take a look at tonight's Spotlight. That's brought to you by Bachman Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling. Whether your needs are residential or commercial, Bachman's makes the home improvement process easy. The Bachman family has proudly served the Berks County community for over 50 years. Tonight, we turned the spotlight on. Rich, I wanted to turn that spotlight on because I talked about it specifically with his dad before the game, and Francis Kamara, and that's Jeremiah Kamara. He's averaging at 11.7 points per game, but it seems in the two games against Berks Catholic, the offense just isn't flowing on a natural flow for Jeremiah. I felt as if he seemed to be pressing a little bit. Talked with Matt Colgin about it. He referred to it as it's just a different role for him because he was a complimentary player last year, where now he has to be a more featured player. Talked to his dad, Francis, about it, and he said he just puts too much pressure on himself because, he's playing. It's not easy to be playing, and your dad's the coach, and he knows he's trying to make sure the pressure's off his dad. I just think he's playing with a bit of a burden on his shoulder. I just think the spotlight aspect of it for me is I think the Red Knights need to get Jeremiah Kamara early points, and that might just settle him down a little bit and maybe not press so hard.
Yeah, he's just got to let it flow. He's just got to I hate to use that phrase, but let it go. Just let it go. Let go of everything else off the court, whatever. Just play basketball. I mean, he had no field goals Tuesday night against Berks Catholic in the first half, just 2 points. And then against Muhlenberg, all he had was 4 points in the first half. He's gone off to slow starts the last two nights that we've seen him. So, yeah, I think he and Wesley are a really good backcourt together. He's just got to let it fly. He's just got to just play the game. If he made mistakes, so what? Next play.
Yeah. And then the other piece of the other thing that I was thinking about as well is you mentioned about Maddox Gruber, and we talked about him and with Francis Kamara, and we never really talk about an individual matchup for the Red Knights because they switch off a screen so much. It's just kind of what they do. It's what a lot of basketball teams have evolved into. But I would assume that Wesley Rosario will get the assignment of Maddox Gruber out of the game.
I would think so because he guarded Kingston McCoy the other night. So I would think that's going to be the matchup, at least to start the game when Reading's in straight man-to-man, Rosario on Gruber.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
When it comes to grocery shopping, you're a pro, and Redner's Markets is here to up your game with Redner's Ready. Shop online and save time. Orders can be placed as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Your items are always handpicked, and our personal shoppers will accommodate any special instructions for your grocery needs. Plus, there's no difference between in-store and online pricing, no extra pickup fees, and you can redeem points from your Redner's Rewards membership. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together?
Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Welcome back to West Lawn. Apologize, just a little bit of a hiccup, but we're back and we're live and we haven't missed a beat because the game has not yet started. The tip-off of tonight's game is presented to you by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Reminder of our starters for the Red Knights. It'll be Nelson Malave, Jeremiah Kamara, and Wesley Rosario in the backcourt with Khalil Samuel and Xavier Beatty inside. For the Bulldogs, Maddox Gruber, John Edom, and Karel Akings outside. Tom McFadden and Luke Levan inside. The Red Knights control the tap to Jeremiah Kamara, who misses a 3. John Edom skies above the fray and pulls down the rebound for the Bulldogs, who push it up the floor quickly in the hands of McFadden, who drives into the paint, misses a foul line jumper, and rebounded by Khalil Samuel. So both teams come up empty on their first possession.
Tommy McFadden opens up against Wesley Rosario. That's a matchup to watch tonight.
Rosario with it at the top. The court general for the Red Knights rubs off a screen, backdoor feed, and a beauty to Samuel, partially blocked by McFadden. Picked up and dropped in by Xavier Beatty. The Red Knights are on the board first.
Another pretty no-look pass from Wesley Rosario. Samuel missed the first layup, didn't miss the second.
45 seconds in with Beatty on the bucket, and the Bulldogs with the basketball now in the hands of Karel Akings. Trying to rub off a screen from Levan, and it's a good one. Puts up a right elbow jumper, and Akings buries it.
Nice move by Akings off the screen. Gets the Bulldogs on the board.
Well done on the screen by Luke Levan to spring him away from Khalil Samuel. And Akings gets the first 2 for the Bulldogs. We are even at 2 apiece. Rosario has it in the corner right now, as Rich said, guarded by McFadden. To the baseline for Malave. And right back to Beatty on the left side. Patience for the Red Knights in this possession. Now Jeremiah Kamara has it, guarded by Edom. Edom with exceptionally long arms to reach out on those threes. Beatty for the backdoor look for Rosario, and the dump off Malave through traffic. And the left-handed roll-in by Nelson Malave.
Another no-look pass by Rosario. Finds the cutting Malave for the deuce.
I wonder about if he doesn't have an extra set of eyes somewhere. His vision is amazing. Edom right by him to drive. Missed it. McFadden with the offensive putback. Gets it and is fouled.
That's a good sign for the Wilson Bulldogs. Tommy McFadden being aggressive around the glass.
McFadden's bucket is good. The foul is called on Rosario. So the first foul of the basketball game puts Tom McFadden at the free throw line now to try and put the Bulldogs up for the first time if he convert. He does not. Edom flies in to get the rebound, saves it, but saves it to Beatty. We're tied at 4, and the Red Knights have it back. To Kamara in the right corner, he'll wait for help. Jeremiah, the 10th grader, working on Edom with a nice crossover dribble, but nowhere to go. Kicks it back, and the Red Knights will reset. 5:45 to go in the first. We're tied at 4. Our officials for tonight's game, Jim Murray, Craig Lavigna, and Jay Schmale, a veteran crew on the whistles. Here in West Lawn, right side, Rosario drives past McFadden into traffic and scores anyhow.
Nice attacking the glass by Wesley Rosario. Nice crossover move to get to the hole.
He has become a much more aggressive offensive player as this season has evolved, and the Red Knights have needed it. Gruber inside to Levan. Beatty recovers. Levan going to try to back him down. looking for somebody to cut. He'll do it himself. Left-hander, no. Gets his own rebound. Put back, no. And rebounded by Beatty. Outlet pass up ahead for Malave. Euro step blocked by Gruber. And a jump ball, I believe, will be the call or a foul. Yep, a foul inside will be called on the play. And it looks like this one is going to be against the Red Knights. And it will.
Or Gruber. It's on Maddox Gruber.
It is on Gruber. You are correct. Maddox Gruber picks up the Bulldogs' first foul, and it will put Malave on the free throw line. Yeah, Malave getting the start tonight. Had been coming off the Red Knight bench, but he is in replacement of his sophomore classmate Justin DeCastro, who had 12.7 points per game, one of 3 Red Knights in double figures. Rosario at 13.3, DeCastro at 12.7, Kamara at 11.7. Malave makes 1 out of 2, and the Red Knights' lead is 7-4.
Red Knights full court pressure after the made free throw. Man-to-man, they back off.
And McFadden will take it across half court by his lonesome with Kamara guarding him. To the high post for Levan, poked away momentarily by Beatty. McFadden picks it up, takes it to the rim, missed it. Beatty with a rebound, outlet pass up ahead. Samuel on the open floor to the rim, no. Rebounded by Gruber. Gruber now with the outlet pass up ahead for Akings. Pump fake, lost his footing, and he'll travel with it.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. Akings was he was flying down the court and just couldn't keep his feet.
I'm just glad he's okay as he slipped down hard, but gets back up without a problem. Couple substitutions for the Bulldogs. The 6'3 sophomore we were talking about at pregame show, Michael Glover into the game. 6-foot senior Cam Zulinger into the game as well. A couple of those football players we were talking about who play for the basketball team for the Bulldogs as well.
Yeah, you got 4 football players and a soccer player on the court for Wilson.
As Samuel trying to get by the quarterback, Gruber, and he does, and Samuel take it right to the hole. 4-2 and a timeout for the Bulldogs as Reading High's lead jumps out to a 9-4 start. Exactly what the Red Knights are hoping for with a fast start here in West Lawn.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Samuel with a very strong move to the basket. We hadn't seen that the last 2 games. Very, very aggressive.
One of the things, again, we talk with both coaches before the game as we talk with everybody, but we get to know these guys, and sometimes what are you talking about that you didn't talk about? We just told the Red Knights on Tuesday. But I brought this up. Like the relationship between Rick Perez and his assistants has always been strong, and Francis Kamara was one of them. And I said this to Coach Kamara. I said, look, one of the things that your predecessor, Rick Perez, loved to do was to basically say, it's us against the world. He loved that aspect because he knew his kids would respond to it. And I think that's exactly what the message is right now to the Red Knights. Yeah, nobody believes in us.
I'm going to say this. I know Francis didn't agree with this. I think they've looked much better offensively than they have the last 2 nights that we've seen them.
4:20 left to go, and force the Bulldogs into a timeout. Wilson has it after that timeout, and they trail 9-4 in the hands of Gruber, who hasn't taken a shot yet. Well, that just changed. He missed a 3, however. Zulinger gets an offensive rebound, trapped in a corner with nowhere to go, forces his way free, and then skips the pass to Akings along the baseline. He airballs a 3, and Rosario runs down the rebound. Outlet pass and a beauty to Kamara for the touchdown.
Wow, what a pass. We've seen him make all different kind of passes. No look, behind the back. That was a heck of a baseball pass.
I think you'll be looking for that tomorrow in State College.
Yeah, that was a heave.
If you see Drew Aller throw one of those babies, the Lions will be okay. Zulinger with a 3 on the other side.
And Wilson needed that. Down 7. That cuts it to 4.
11-7 our score as Zulinger knocks down his 4th 3 of the season, 29th of the year for the Bulldogs. 3:20 left to go in the first. It's 11-7 Reading High on top. Wilson, full court, straight up man-to-man. Off the screen, it's Rosario, guarded by McFadden. Takes it in, kicks it to the corner. Malave for 3, buried it.
Wilson, that's great penetration again by Wesley Rosario, and then dishes it to Malave for the 3.
Malave had 10 and an easy win over McCaskey. He's got 6 tonight. McFadden inside to Glover. Glover trap, kicks it out. Akings line drives his 3, no. Zulinger flies in from nowhere to get the rebound. Keeps it alive in the hands of Maddox Gruber. Zulinger inside for Akings, posting up against Kamara. Kicks it back for Gruber. Gruber drives, tries to go around the defender, pulls up on the baseline, no. And the Red Knights have it back the other way. Beatty for Malave. Malave to the rim, count the bucket, and he's fouled.
It's exactly what the Red Knights want. They want to go in transition, and they're beating the Bulldogs down the floor.
Nelson Malave scores again, and he's got a chance to make this a three-point play as the foul called against Wilson will put him on the line.
I'm not sure who the foul is on, Bob.
I'm not sure either. If it might have been Cam Zulinger, but I'm not sure. Right now, Malave's at the free throw line. He always went 1 out of 2 at the stripe.
That foul is on Tommy McFadden, his first, team second.
Malave misses the free throw, so it's a 16-7 game in favor of the Red Knights with 2:20 to go in the first. Edom hasn't looked for his shot yet, gives it up instead for Zulinger, and now for Gruber. Gruber guarded by Malave, gives it up for Glover, who goes baseline, but a block and a foul going to be called on on Samuel. That'll be his first, team's second. No issues in the foul column either side.
This is exactly what Matt Coldren feared, that Reading would come out with its back to the wall and play like a wounded animal, and the Red Knights are doing exactly that.
It's a foul away from the basketball. This one's going to be on Jameer Jacob, who just checked into the game at the stoppage. The 6'3 sophomore picks up the foul and the scramble inside for positioning. So Jacob picks up his first, Red Knights third. In for Zulinger, partially blocked by Rosario. Picked up by Samuel. The Red Knights have it back. Rosario in the open floor pulls up for a three. Off the rim, not there. Fight for the rebound. Malave bounced it off of Gruber and out of bounds. It'll be Reading High basketball. Terrell Akings will check back into the game now for Wilson. McFadden will come out. Cam Jones into the game for the Red Knights.
The clock's running.
So they're coming over now to check that, fix that. The clock ran about 10 seconds
Easily
or so.
10 seconds, yep.
Off while the ball was out of bounds. So they're going to fix that, put 14 seconds to be exact.
Yeah.
2:06 back on the clock. 16-7 Red Knights on top on a good hustle play by Nelson Malave, bouncing it off of a Bulldog and keeping possession for Reading High. Rosario, dangerous pass. Great catch by Cam Jones. Gives it up. And another pass from Malave, who drives up and home. Yes!
Boy, Malave has been something else. Wow. 10 points already. And he's a fill-in for Justin DeCastro. Jeez.
He has just matched his career high. Again, he's only a 10th grader. But with 1:45 to go, it's 18-7. Red Knights on top. And now we're going to get a foul on the defensive side against Reading. And that's going to be on Samuel. That's 2 quick fouls now against Khalil Samuel.
You know, we saw this a week and a half ago, Wilson against Berks Catholic right here. Wilson got off to a slow start offensively, couldn't, just looked out of sync for whatever reason.
Wilson scored on the last second of the first quarter to make it 14-2. Terrell Akings is the free throw line as a result of the foul on Samuel, shooting 2 and misses the first. That will get Samuel out. It'll get Kenyon Sheriff in. Glover out, Luke Levan back in for the Bulldogs. With Akings at the free throw line, looking for another free throw. Bulldogs as a team, 62% from the line. And Akings makes the second, so he's got 3. The lead is 10, 18-8, Reading on top. Rosario, long pass up ahead, over the head of Jones. Good save by the Red Knights to keep it alive. And then out of bounds, and the Red Knight player who saved it, I believe, was Jameer Jacob, and he took a spill, but he appears to be okay. Great effort by him to save possession. However, the Red Knights ended up turning it away anyhow, and the Bulldogs will have it back with 1:34 to go in the period. Everybody making sure that Jameer Jacob is okay. I think the trash can probably took the worst of it.
Good thing it was a plastic one.
Athletic director for the Bulldogs, Drew Kaufman, there to make sure he's okay. Here's Zulinger, long outlet pass. That will be intercepted. And Cam Jones came down with it and traveled with it. So the Red Knights will give it right back.
So back-to-back turnovers there. Both teams have 2. That's it.
Red Knights might be getting a little home run happy with those long passes, and Zulinger tried to match it with one of his own that was nowhere close.
Cam Jones is getting under Terrell Akings' skin right now. Terrell Akings looks a little bit frustrated. Cam Jones, the terrific freshman.
Zulinger trying to get it in, barely just got it off the Rosario, who actually deflected the inbounds pass, just trying to beat the 5-second call. Red Knights, no problem with the intensity right now for Red. Not at all. Zulinger finally has to throw it all the way into the backcourt to Gruber, almost a backcourt violation, with Gruber making a catch over his shoulder. Off the Levan screen, Maddox Gruber to the top of the key. Swings it around now to Akings on the right side. Goes behind his back, trying to get away from Sheriff. Spins, scores, and a foul.
Great move by Corral Akings.
Well, you mentioned it, Rich, that Akings was taking a little bit of objection to it, and I think Corral decided, you know what? I got a way to beat this, and he was going to bound and determined to score there, and he did. And the foul on the Sheriff is his first. Red Knights 5th. So they are over the limit now with 1:17 to go in the first. Akings back at the line, finishes off the three-point play. So he's got 6 of the Bulldogs 11. It's an 18-11 game. Wilson scoring 4 in a row. 1:10 left in the first. Rosario, Jones, Malave, Sheriff, and Jacob, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights. The freshman Jones drives. Jacob wasn't expecting it. Recovers, goes out to get the ball. Drives inside, an offensive foul called. Luke Levant takes the charge.
Wow, you don't see that often. It looks like that's going to be on Jacob. That's his second.
So it's a player control foul, so it's not going to be a shooting foul, even though they're over the limit. Tom McFadden back in now for Wilson, and Zulinger comes out. Francis Kamara arguing and pleading his case on the flop, and I got to tell you, I got to agree with him 100%.
Yeah, I think that was a definite flop. Okay, good effort by Levant. Yeah. Don't blame him.
Sometimes it's good to have a little acting ability in your soul. Maddox Gruber, John Edom, Corral Akings, Luke Levant, Tom McFadden, Matt Coltrane with his starting 5 back on the floor with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. That's going to be a hand check foul on Malave. That's going to put Maddox Gruber, who has not yet scored for Wilson, at the free throw line in the bonus. Malave picks up his first, and Gruber shooting 2 for Wilson. And Maddox at 17 points on the season, 17 per game, that is. And a career high of 31 last year in the county semifinal against Berks Catholic, where he just simply could not miss. He makes the first of 2 free throws. He's an excellent foul shooter as well at 80%. And the second by Gruber is good as well. And the little run for the for the Bulldogs continues. They cut it to a 5-point game after being down by 11. 18-13 our score with 39.7 left in a quarter. They'll get Gruber out now. And into the game for the first time comes Henry Michelle, 6-foot senior, for the final few seconds here of period number 1.
Let's see if the Red Knights play for one, hold for one here. 30 seconds left in the quarter. That's what it looks like. Rosario has the ball out near midcourt.
And now to 20 left in the quarter, just trying to shorten the game a little bit with a 5-point lead here on the road. To Malave, who's been the first quarter story for the Red Knights. Rosario fakes one way, goes the other. Double team help, finds somebody open. It's Malave for 3, and again!
Wow. Incredible. 13 points in the first quarter from Malave.
Akings to beat the buzzer. Good if it goes. It's off the glass and in and out. No good. And the Red Knights with an outstanding 8 minutes on the road in West Lawn. After 1, it is Reading 21, Wilson 13. More high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading when we come back after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, Visit AdelphiaSeafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
One more high school basketball schedule game on our December schedule. That'll be Monday night. Girls basketball will be at Wyomissing as the Spartans play host to the Berks Catholic Saints. We'll have that one for you at 7 o'clock. And then our schedule will continue after the new year on January 6th. Our schedule will resume, and we will see these Wilson Bulldogs at Muhlenberg. And when that game concludes, our scoreboard show will resume here on WEEU. It was a big part of our football coverage. It'll be a part of our basketball coverage in January as well. Rundown of all the scores around the county and the area with special guests and coaches as well. That starts on January the 6th. Wilson starts with the basketball in the second quarter. They immediately find Luke Levan for the first quarter touch. Start the second quarter, on the first possession. And the Bulldogs climb back to within 6 at 21-15.
Tommy McFadden with a pretty entry pass. Reading had switched to a 2-3 zone to start the second quarter, and McFadden and Levan took advantage of it.
Cam Jones, Xavier Beatty, Wesley Rosario, Jeremiah Kamara, and Kenyon Sheriff, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights, with Rosario regaining possession at the top of the key. The Sheriff along the right side trying to get it to Kamara on the post-up, poked away by Edom. Beatty will drive high off the glass. No. Rebounded by McFadden. Bulldogs with an advantage with a couple of Red Knights down. Gruber open in the corner for 3. Yes.
Great find by John Edom. Finds Maddox Gruber open in the corner. Bob, interesting. Nelson, wait, we almost have a turnover here. Hold on. Whoa.
Akings and Kamara with their hands and arms wrapped around the basketball and a little bit of exchange of love at the same time. Officials will separate them.
Francis Kamara decided to give Nelson Malave a rest to start the second quarter. The sophomore, 5 for 5 from the field, including a pair of threes and a free throw, 13 points.
Red Knights have it back, and Kamara bumped and fouled by John Edom in the full court. First foul of the second quarter. Again, you start fresh with the rule that was implemented last year in high school basketball. 5 fouls in a quarter, and then you start the second quarter of the next quarter with a clean slate in terms of team fouls. Rosario in the entry pass posting up against McFadden, up and off the front of the rim. Gruber has the rebound, and Maddox Gruber wants to go. A 4-on-3 for Wilson. Akings open corner 3, no. Rebounded by Cam Jones. Quickly outlets to Sheriff, who tried to bounce it off of Gruber. It rolls into the backcourt. Turnover, Red Knights. Up in front, and Gruber is fouled. Back and forth, end-to-end basketball right now here in West Lawn.
Kenyon Sheriff gets charged with the foul, his second, team first. Yeah, it's funny. Wilson wants, if they get an opportunity, Wilson's going to run.
Matt Coldren has always said that. If his team has, he just wants them to be running in control, if you will, and not forcing the run. But if they have the opportunity to get up and go, and nobody likes to do that more than Maddox Gruber, who will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Nelson Malave, the star of the first quarter, will check back in now for the Red Knights. Malave with 13 first quarter points, to match Wilson's 13 points, and help the Red Knights to a 21-13 lead after 1. He will come in. Cam Jones comes out. 6:23 to go in the half. Wilson trying to climb to within 2, and does with Gruber's free throw. 6 now for Maddox Gruber. It's a 21-19 Reading High lead. Olave now handling the basketball. Rosario in the post-up, guarded by McFadden. Tries to spin away from him. Little contact, nothing more than a love tap. Here's Kamara, guarded by Gruber. Jeremiah just with 2 points in the game so far. Looking for more here. Off balance, finish, and he does.
Second field goal of the night.
And a timeout called by Reading, and I think as much as anything, the Red Knights were looking for a foul as well on the call. They didn't get it, but they do get the bucket. And it'll be a 30-second timeout called by the Red Knights, so we'll keep it here with Reading on top, 23-19 after the tough finish by Jeremiah Kamara for the bucket for Reading High.
Like didn't even look at the basket, flipped it, and it went in. And I think the Reading bench wanted a foul. There was contact. I'm not sure if there was a foul or not, but there was some contact. But the officials said no.
So Kamara becomes the first Red Knight with more than 2 points other than Nelson Malave. He's got 4. Samuel, Rosario, and Beatty all with 2 each for Reading High. Maddox Gruber with 6 now to lead the way for the Bulldogs, along with Carell Akings also with 6. With just inside of 6 minutes, 5:57 to be exact, left to go in the first half. Reading High's lead once was 11. It's now 4.
Yeah, 2 teams playing with 4 guards. Luke Levan, the big man for Wilson, Xavier Beatty for Reading.
There's going to be a grab on the inbounds play against Kenyon Sheriff, and that'll be his second.
No, I think that's his third. Yeah, it is his third.
It is his third. You are correct. So he came in for Samuel, who had 2 fouls, and now Sheriff has picked up 3, so Samuel will come back in. And that's 2 fouls, 2 team fouls now against the Red Knights here in this second. Wilson will inbound, having to go the length of the floor. So we'll see if Wilson doesn't try to attack with Sheriff and see if he's already got 2 fouls, and he's back on McFadden. For Edom, for Gruber, posting up down low, up and off the glass, and 2 more for Maddox Gruber.
Nice entry pass by Edom.
So Maddox Gruber posting up down low for another field goal. And it's a 2-point game at 23-21. Red Knights almost turned it over. And this one is tipped out of bounds by McFadden. Red Knights a little careless with the basketball right now. Fortunate to still have it with 5:26 left to go in the first half.
Wilson was playing a half-court trap there early in that possession, and it looks like they may be doing the same here, and they forced the turnover.
Yeah, it's a bad pass by Rosario, forced it into the corner to Kamara. And the Red Knights give it right back. The chance now for the Bulldogs to tie it or take their first lead on a 3. We were tied at 2. We were tied at 4. After that, the Red Knights began to push away in the first quarter. Led it 21-13 after 1. It's 23-21 right now in the hands of Wilson and McFadden across half court. And with Edom, Akings, Levan, and Gruber. Akings drives, lost a handle on it, but last touch by the Red Knights.
Yeah, Wilson has outscored Reading 14-7 since, 14-5 since Reading took an 18-7 lead.
Inbounds for Akings, baseline up and off the glass. No, tipped around right back to Akings. Stripped out of his hands by Xavier Beatty, and it will stay Bulldog basketball. 5:02 left in the second quarter. And Wilson inbounds underneath their own hoop. Gruber guarded by Kamara. Great screen by Levan, and Gruber takes advantage of it. Roll the way to the hole.
Yeah, Reading filled the lane, but Gruber sliced his way through and got to the basket.
It's been the Maddox Gruber show here of late in the second quarter, and the Wilson Bulldogs are tied as a result at 23 apiece. Samuel dumps it off for Beatty on a great find.
Yeah, that was a great look by Samuel. Found his way through the Wilson defense. Beatty was all alone on the left side of the basket.
And that's what the Red Knights had great success with early on in the game to help them push out to the lead. They're back on top by 2. Edom to change that. Air balls a 3. And Kamara with a rebound. Long outlet pass. And it's run down. Kick out from Olave. This time his 3 is no good. Rebounded by Levan. And now the Bulldogs want to go. Edom across half court. Drive, stripped and taken away. Samuel with the steal. Red Knights on a 3-on-1, and Beatty will finish.
That's exactly what Francis Kamara wants to see from the Red Knights. Use their defense to get their running game going.
Back-to-back trips. It's Samuel to Beatty for the field goal. Beatty was 6, and the Red Knight lead is 4 with 3:45 to go in the half. McFadden off the dribble. Gives it back for Gruber. Spots up for 3. No. Right into the lap of Levan. Levan trying to get the shot off with the hook and home.
Nice finish by Levan.
Still a lot of hesitation to pull the trigger on that hook, but he buried it for his second field goal to pull the Bulldogs to within 2. Here's Samuel again with a drive and a reach in and a foul on Edom. That'll be the second on John Edom. He'll head to the bench. And subs coming in a little bit too quickly for the officials. They got to wait for the officials to wave them in. The subs will be Zulinger, Glover, and Michelle for the Bulldogs. And Jameer Jacob back in for the Red Knights, who lead it 27-25. And it will be Reading High basketball underneath their own bucket.
John Edom here next to us, out of the game, has a little bit of blood on his undershirt.
Look for the backdoor cut, but it was not there. Red Knights turn it over in the hands of McFadden across half court with 3:15 to go in half number one. Zulinger, Gruber, McFadden, Glover, and Michelle on the floor. Gruber for three, no. Rebounded by Rosario, and a foul against Wilson. That'll be the third foul against the Bulldogs, and it's going to be on Henry Michelle. His first Reading High basketball with 3:01 to go in the second.
It's interesting. Reading Rosario isn't playing Gruber anymore. It looks like it's Kamara on him most of the time when they're in the half court.
Rosario with 2 points so far in the ball game. We'll bring it across half court to the corner for Malave. Jacob posting up down low. Swinging around now from Samuel back to Rosario. Rosario directing traffic, directing Kamara where he wants him to set himself up. To the high post is Jacob, and back to Rosario off that post. Drives, looking for somebody open. Kicks it back. Samuel fakes the three. Doesn't get the doesn't pull the trigger. Good patience by Reading High.
Good defense by Wilson.
Also true with 2:20 left to go in the second. Samuel pulls the trigger on a three and drops it.
And we haven't seen much of that from Khalil Samuel this year. Open three, and he drained it.
That's his fifth of the year, and it puts the Red Knights up by 5 at 30-25 with 2:10 to go in the half. Gruber to Zulinger for Michelle, who spots up and matches that three.
Yeah, nobody was on him, so Henry measured his shot and drained it.
That's his fifth of the year. 1:50 to go in the half, and it's right back to a 2-point difference in favor of Reading. Samuel drives, kicks. Kamara thought about the three, drives instead for two, kicks it back for Samuel, and Reading High will reset. Interesting that Jeremiah Kamara did not pull the trigger on that three. Malave to Jacob along the baseline, guarded by Glover, trying to back him down, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Glover.
Yeah, I thought it might be a double dribble.
Couple of football players going after one another, Jameer Jacob and Michael Glover. Glover gets called for his first, team's fourth. 1:25 left to go in the half, and Reading High will inbound underneath. Kamara throws it in. Rosario cut the other way. Reading High will give it right back.
That's the sixth turnover I have for the Red Knights. There was a miscommunication between Kamara and Rosario, which is rare between those two.
1:25 to go. Wilson regains possession after that turnover, down by a deuce. Zulinger, McFadden, Gruber, Glover, and Michelle, the five on the floor for the Bulldogs. Ball in the hands of Zulinger to Michelle for a corner three in the lead. No. Glover fights for the rebound, gets it, and gets it home, and we are tied.
Yeah, he outfought Malave for the basket, for the ball, and finishes.
Quickly back the other way. Rosario puts it up on the rim. No, but he knew he had gotten the whistle, and he'll shoot two. So Rosario a little bit quiet from the standpoint of generating his own points. Gets to the free throw line now to shoot two. The foul called on McFadden will be his second. As Wesley Rosario is at the free throw line shooting two. And Rosario gets his first point of the second quarter, his third point of the night. Aking's back in. McFadden now with that second foul.
Wait, we got something here. Wait.
Samuel back in, and Jacob out now for the Red Knights. And now there's an issue at the scorer's table. Everybody's okay. We check. Now the officials are going to check with each other. And the question was whether or not the ball had gone in, whether it was with a made basket or not.
And I think,
which it definitely was not.
No, he made it.
Oh, he did?
And they called it off. I guess that's what Jim Murray, the official, was waving it off. I'm not sure exactly why. Again, went over the line.
Now he just went over the line on the free throw.
Yeah, so he
was, I guess he waved off both free throws.
Yeah, Rosario made the two shots, but they were both waved off.
Right, so it's a turnover for the Red Knights and a lost opportunity of 2 points for Wesley Rosario. We stayed tied at 30. So nothing. Although he made both free throws, he stepped on the line in the process.
Well, I'm not sure about the first one. what happened there, but the second one, he was definitely signaled that he stepped over across the free throw line.
So the Bulldogs have it with a chance to go on top for the first time, and Gruber will do that with a three. Second of the quarter for Gruber. Baseline, Kamara, no, gets his own rebound in the land of the Giants, finds a way, no, and eventually it's rebounded by Glover with 30 seconds to go. Outlet for Zulinger, one more pass for Gruber, and home.
Nice look by Glover, turned and found the cutting Gruber, and suddenly the Bulldogs have a 5-point lead.
10 straight now for the Bulldogs with 15 seconds to go in the half. Red Knights have it back. Crowd alive here in West Lawn as the Bulldogs have fought back. Good ball movement inside and home for two from Xavier Beatty.
Yep.
And that will do it for the half. A little bit of life for the Red Knights on their last possession as they get the two with good ball movement as Xavier Beatty gets the field goal. But the Bulldogs will head to the locker room with the lead. Once down by 11 in the first quarter, it's Wilson 35, Reading 32. We'll take a timeout back with our halftime show right here on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. The Reading Red Knights, the Wilson Bulldogs. Red Knights got off to a great start in this one. Jumped out to an 18-7 lead at one point in the first quarter. Wilson had it to an 8-point game after 8 minutes of basketball at 21-13, and then eventually tied it at 23 and finished strong in the second quarter. The story of the first quarter was Reading High sophomore Nelson Malave making his first start in the absence of classmate Justin DeCastro, who's out with an injury. Nelson Malave gets the start, and he got the Red Knights off to a huge start with 13 first-quarter points. Maddox Gruber was very quiet for Wilson in quarter number one, only had 2 points, and they came at the free-throw line. He made up for it in the second quarter when he lit it up for the Bulldogs, including his three, which gave Wilson their first lead of the night.
Maddox Gruber had 15? Wait a minute.
15 total, 13 in the quarter.
13 in the quarter. Just did a tremendous job. And his teammates did a tremendous job finding him for open shots. And Luke Levan, with 2 big shots inside, enabled the Bulldogs to make the comeback. I mean, Reading is shooting 14 for 23 from the field and shot the ball well in the second quarter. but they turned the ball over 5 times, and that's what allowed the Bulldogs not only to get back in the game, but to take a 3-point lead here at the half.
I really think, Rich, that this thing got away from the Red Knights when they went from trying to generate confidence to overconfidence. They were really good with the basketball early on, and then they got cute. They started making long passes, trying to go length of the floor with passes, and they started to turn the ball over in those scenarios, and it allowed Wilson to hang around.
Yeah, I think that, and I Francisco, I don't want to question coaches. I don't like to question coaches, but Nelson Malavi was on fire in the first quarter, made all 5 of his shots. He had 13 points, and then Francis Kamara had him sit to begin the second quarter, and he put him back in maybe three minutes into the second quarter, and he never got into the flow offensively. He only took 1 shot and missed it, and he was a big reason why Reading built that early 11-point lead. And thank goodness, if you're a Red Knights fan, thank goodness for Xavier Beatty, because his 3 baskets in the second quarter have kept this game close.
And on the flip side of that, a lot of credit to Maddox Gruber, because he is a scorer, and he waited. He didn't force it. He didn't push it. And I think in the past, Maddox Gruber would have done that. He would have tried to do what we've been talking about with Jeremiah Kamara, that trying to force the game to come to him a little bit. Maddox Gruber really didn't do that. Again, he had 2 points in the first quarter, and they were at the free throw line. Second quarter, different story.
Yeah, he was 5 for 7 in the second quarter. He missed 2. He only took 2 shots in the first quarter, but all the shots, there was nothing forced.
No.
Everything was a good look at the basket. So he's got 16 points here in the first half, and that's just a tick behind his per-game average of 17. So I think if Wilson wins this game, if he goes on to win this game, I think Maddox Gruber is going to be a big part of it. And, who knows, he might top 30 or so.
And the piece of the puzzle that these two coaches emphasized as much as anything to us was about defense. But at the halfway mark at 35-32 is a little bit higher than I think both of them will be happy with. But I think the reason why, it's been up and down the floor, both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Reading, to begin the game, was playing very, very good defense, especially in the half court. And then Wilson started hitting a few shots, and then Reading, it started to open things up, and Reading's defense hasn't been as good as it was in those first 6 or 7 minutes. The other thing is, Wilson is pushing the pace when it has an opportunity to do. And the Bulldogs played better defense in the second quarter, especially interior defense.
21-13 after 1. Wilson counters with a 22-11 advantage in the second quarter. And as a result of that, at the break, it is Wilson 35, Reading High 32. We'll take a timeout, back with more of our Lincoln Plumbing and Heating halftime show after this.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away. Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Hi, I am Molly McFadden. I'm a senior at Berks Catholic High School. I'm a member of St. Ignatius Church in Sticky Spring. God is the center of everything we do at Berks Catholic. There are so many ways for us to experience Jesus at BC. Through Holy Mass, service projects, retreats, theology class, and faith-based clubs and activities, we strive to be the best we can every day to help ourselves and others get to heaven.
Come be a part of something amazing. For more information or to schedule a shadow day, please visit berkscatholic.org. And it's always a great day to be a saint.
Remind you of what's in store for you in the sports world here on WEEU. You're listening to Wilson and Reading High tonight. Monday night, more high school basketball, our first girls game of the season on our broadcast schedule. It's a good one. Berks Catholic and Wyomissing, they met last year in the county semifinals. It's like Wilson and Reading met in the county championship. Berks Catholic and Wyomissing met in the county semifinals. Two-time Player of the Year, Amaya Stewart, who dropped 36 last night, will be leading the way for the Spartans again in 2025. We'll have the final game of our 2024 schedule. Berks Catholic and Wyomissing on Monday night. In between there, two pretty good football games. Tomorrow, 12 noon, it'll be Penn State and SMU. Sunday, 1 o'clock, the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles needing a win to clinch the NFC East. And, of course, tomorrow is the college football playoffs. Join Rich and myself tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We'll break it down for you with Nittany Extra. If you miss it, you can check it out. It's available to you on a podcast. Rich leaving bright and early tomorrow morning, maybe from tonight.
It's not going to be bright when I'm leaving. It's going to be dark.
You might want to just save yourself some time here. You know, a little bit of a head start from West Lawn. Just zip out and get on 322. It should be fun tomorrow in State College.
I'm hoping it's a lot of fun, and it's going to be awfully cold. I just heard from Berks Catholic girls coach Bob Birmingham, who's in State College. He said, I may stay in this bar to watch the game tomorrow. It's supposed to be really cold tomorrow. Yeah, he's a fair weather fan.
Yeah, well, hopefully he gets home by Monday.
Yes, let's hope for that.
He's got to leave his same. He might not, because he knows we're going to be in Wyomissing on Monday. He may stay in State College because he's, has a thing about when we show up to his games. 35-32, Wilson on top of Reading High from West Lawn, and the Bulldogs will start with the basketball as we start the second half. John Edom, Tom McFadden, Maddox Gruber, Carell Akings, Luke Levan for Wilson. Akings works his way in and kisses it off the glass for two.
Nice pull-up jumper off the left side to start the half for Carell Akings. He's got 8.
That's something that Carell Akings does and not a whole lot of high school kids do, and that's use the backboard, and he used it nicely there for the field goal. 37-32, Wilson has its largest lead.
Let's see, Akings is starting the half on Malave. Let's see if they try to tighten the defense on him.
Entry pass to the post. The Beatty kick out for Kamara. His baseline 2, no good. Rosario with a weak side rebound. Tried for no look pass. McFadden got his hands on it, knocked it loose. Gruber in the open floor scores in transition.
Gruber is so good in transition going to the basket. Almost always finishes.
Credit Tom McFadden with the hands that knocked that loose as Rosario went for one of those no-look passes, but McFadden was looking.
This is a big stretch, Bob, for Reading.
Kamara inside, stops, plants, turns, shoots, scores.
They needed that one because we've seen this happen where Reading's in charge of the game, in command. They get into a tight game. The other team scores a few baskets. Wilson was up 7, and then Reading kind of faded. That was a big basket by Jeremiah Kamara.
First points of the second half for the Red Knights as Akings goes inside. His man falls down, no whistle. And Akings able to kiss it off the glass for 2 more.
Kamara tried to drive the charge, no call.
Akings now in double figures with 10. The lead is 7 for Wilson. 41-34. Akings goes for the steal and knocks it loose and has the basketball for Gruber, and he's fouled it hard. It was all right as Xavier Beatty came down on him. Foul on Beatty will put Gruber on the line to shoot 2. I have to tell you this. I witnessed it a lot. Maddox Gruber can take a licking.
He can. He's a tough kid. Yeah, you saw him in football.
He's
a quarterback of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's a $165-ish.
Maybe.
And he took a beating as the quarterback because that's what you do in the game. And he ran it a lot. He threw it a lot. And he got hit a lot.
Wow, that was a great defensive play by Akings, who stole the cross-court pass, kept the ball in bounds, and got it to Gruber.
And at the free throw line, Maddox misses the first. He is now 3 out of 5 at the stripe on the night. Again, an 80% free throw shooter on the season. 17 for Gruber as he stands in looking for one more. And that is home. 42-34, Bulldogs on top. 6 minutes to go in period number 3. Could be a huge spot for the Red Knights over the course of the next couple to stay within arm's reach.
Play their game. They got to remember, play their game.
Kamara open for 3. That's no good. Good box out by Luke Levan, but stolen away from behind by Khalil Samuel.
Samuel, yep.
Took it right out of his hands, and Levan never even knew he was there. And the Red Knights have another shot here. Kamara goes underneath, kicks it out for Samuel. Gruber knocked it away and out of bounds. It'll stay Reading High basketball. Second half of our basketball game presented by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. 5:25 to go in the third. 42-34, Bulldogs on top. Kamara baseline, no. Deflected and loose and run down by Malave. The Red Knights will get yet another look in this possession. Unfortunately, right now, Kamara can't find the range.
No, he just cannot. He's 3 for 9 in the game. He just can't find a bucket right here in the third quarter.
Good cut right at Levan and draws the foul.
Take. That's a really good take.
So if you can't get it done outside, take it inside, and Kamara does just that and takes the foul from Levan. His first, Bulldogs first, puts Kamara at the line to shoot 2. Jeremiah, a 81% free throw shooter on the season, at the line for the first time tonight. And that's good.
He's the only Red Knight who has taken a shot in this quarter.
That's correct.
That's
the good news and the bad news.
It is.
He's 2 for 2 here at the free throw line, and now a timeout for Reading High.
It's a 30.
And it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here with the Red Knights trailing 42-36 after Kamara's 2 for 2 at the free throw line. So 42-36, Wilson on top by the 6. Again, the Red Knights had an 18-7 lead the tail end of the first quarter if you joined us late. Wilson got it to an 8-point game after 1, eventually tied it at 23. And a 3-pointer by Maddox Groover gave them their first lead of the ballgame at 33-30. And it was that 3-point difference at halftime as well. Now up to a 6-point Wilson advantage with 5:04 left in the third quarter. Gruber, Akings, McFadden, Edom, and Levan, the same 5 for Wilson after the timeout. Kamara, Rosario, Malave, Samuel, and Beatty, the starting 5 for the Red Knights, back out after the timeout as well.
And they come out in a full court man-to-man pressure out of the timeout.
Akings will take the ball across the floor, guarded by Kamara. To the baseline for Levan. And to Gruber. Maddox guarded on a switch now by Beatty. Much taller player guarding Maddox Gruber. Tries to beat him off the dribble. Drives inside. Floater, no. Tipped up. Levan gets the follow.
I was just going to say, Rosario trying to guard Levan, giving up a lot of size, and then Levan got free for the putback.
As I said in a pregame show, sometimes as a big guy, you got to generate your own offense. As Kamara misses the 3, no. Here's Gruber on the run out the other way for Wilson. Gruber, a little hesitation. Lots of Red Knights back there. Puts up the shot anyhow. No good. And he ends up getting his own rebound. But it's stripped out of his hands by Xavier Beatty. Back comes Reading High and a foul. So Xavier Beatty stole it away from Maddox Gruber and then got fouled. And it's going to be on Luke Levan.
That's his second, team second.
Subs for the Bulldogs. Michael Glover, Cam Zulinger, Henry Michelle in for Wilson. Levan, Edom, and Akings out. 4:09 left in the third. McFadden doing a pretty good job on Wesley Rosario, who has just 2 points. They get it to him in the corner, off the screen. McFadden recovers. Kicks it back instead to the top of the key for Malave. Going to drive at Zulinger up with the left hand. Rolls it off the rim, but draws the foul. So Malave, big in the first quarter, hasn't scored since. He'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, these last 4 minutes of the third quarter, these are very, very big for the Red Knights. They've got to stay within striking distance of the Bulldogs. This is where they fell apart against Muhlenberg and against Berks Catholic.
Foul was on Cam Zulinger, his first, and Malave's at the free throw line and misses the first. And makes the second. So 14 now for Nelson Malave. Needless to say, that is a career high. Pulls the Red Knights to within 7 at 44-37 with 3:45 left to go in the third quarter. Glover a long way from the basket to the baseline for Michelle. McFadden fakes the three, tries to draw contact, no whistle, no bucket, and rebounded by Beatty.
Good defense by Wesley Rosario there.
He's got the ball on the open floor to the middle, dumps it inside, nowhere to go for Samuel. Spins out of there. Beatty pulls away the rebound. Xavier Beatty dumps it, and a great find to Samuel for two.
Yeah, that's a really nice pass by Xavier Beatty, who doesn't handle the ball all that much.
And Samuel, on a number of occasions tonight, has found Xavier Beatty. This time they reversed those fortunes to pull the Red Knights back to within 5 with 3:05 left in the third. 44-39 Wilson. Zulinger trying to post up down low with Kamara guarding him, but they couldn't get in the ball as Kamara denies it. So they go to McFadden instead on the corner, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
It's going to be on
Rosario.
And that's his second. Team second.
And with that, Cam Jones will check in. And Samuel will come out. He was gassed. Samuel had kind of given a motion to the bench like, I need a breather. So Cam Jones in, Khalil Samuel out. Gruber off the screen. Elbow jumper, no. Rebounded by Glover. Put back, yes.
He set a really nice screen for Gruber. Gruber missed the shot, and Glover got the rebound and finished.
4 points for Michael Glover. The lead is 7 again at 46-39. 2:30 left to go in the third. Rosario for Kamara. Guarded by Michelle. Cam Jones on the post up with Gruber guarding him. The cutter is Beatty. Shot no good, but a foul before. This will not be a shooting foul for Xavier Beatty. It's going to be on Zulinger. That'll be his second. Bulldogs' fourth. So Wilson commits its 4th of 5 team fouls in this quarter, with still 2:25 left to go in the third. Inbounds for Beatty. Kicks it back from Alave. The Red Knights will reset with Rosario. Driving on McFadden. Drives, spins, nowhere to go. And it has to be run down by Xavier Beatty.
That foul was on Michael Glover. Jay Schmale, the referee, just signaled that not on Zulinger.
Kamara goes inside and a little hesitation, pump fake, and a finish. Great finish by Jeremiah Kamara in the land of the Giants to get the two. They get the Red Knights within 5 at 46-41. A stoppage and scores table, again, just trying to make sure everybody's on the same page in terms of who the foul was on.
Yeah, and it was on Glover, and it wasn't on Zulinger. So that was Glover's second. Zulinger still only has 1 foul, but nevertheless, 14 fouls on the Bulldogs.
Right. Officials said that he called it initially on 4, but he gave the wrong number, that it was on 0, which is Glover. So they got it straightened out, got everybody on in sync with 2:05 left to go in the third, and Wilson on top by 5, 46-41. And with the basketball right now in the hands of Henry Michelle. Low post is Glover, guarded by Beatty. Kick out Zulinger, top for 3, no. Long rebound to the corner, run down by Malavi. The Red Knights have it back. The freshman, Cam Jones, gives it up for Kamara. Jeremiah baseline, blocked and fouled. Michael Glover rejected it, but ran into him as well, and he'll get Kamara to the free throw line again.
That's who it is. It's on Glover, his third, team 5th. Kamara's been the most active Red Knight on offense this quarter by far.
Yeah, and they've needed him.
Sure have.
And he's going to shoot 2 more here. Has 6 in the quarter, 10 in the game. And 1 more now at the free throw line. He makes the first. Akings and Levan back in. Glover and Michelle out now for the Bulldogs. 1:40 left to go in the third. Ton of time left to go in this basketball game. And Reading holding on. But the Kamara misses the second. So it's a 46-42 Bulldog lead. Gruber now posting up with Jones guarding him, but they throw it away, trying to get it to him. Back the other way in transition. Xavier Beatty will throw it down.
We saw that coming. we know Xavier Beatty can get up.
Yeah, he's got some hops in him.
And again, he just showed some hops, deflected a pass from Akings inside of Levan.
And this is the Xavier Beatty we've been calling for the last 2 years. The athleticism is incredible. He's an incredible football player.
Great defensive back.
And came back and played bad. Went out for track list this past year and just went out and ended up winning the long jump. And now a foul on the inbounds play on Rosario, and they better hold on to him.
He's he got it. He just teed him up.
There's no question about it. That's what we had not seen of Wesley Rosario this year. We saw a lot of it last year. We didn't see it this year.
And that's 4 on him, the personal foul and the technical foul, I think. And Francis Kamara is trying to talk to him.
That's what he's trying to make him understand. He has to stay on the floor. And now the officials are talking this over to make sure exactly what we've got. If it's a personal and a technical on Rosario. The foul, no doubt, was on Rosario. So Gruber now will shoot the foul shot. And makes the first. This is the technical foul, of course. He's shooting the 2 because the foul was the 4th, the 3rd, and the 4th with that technical foul.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I was waiting to hear. I'm going to check with the scorer. Matt Campbell, the official scorer. I'm going to check with him at the end of the quarter.
Gruber makes the 2 free throws to make it a 4-point game, and now Wilson will get the ball on the tech.
Yeah.
And Rosario out. Jameer Jacob in for the Red Knights with 1:13 to go, and Wilson has the basketball. Xavier Beatty also out of the game. That's why Jacob is in. And Khalil Samuel back in for Reading High with Rosario out. So the question now is the team fouls, and now they've got it at 4, which is what we thought. Because it's a personal foul and a technical foul. They both count as team fouls. So it's 4 team fouls now for Reading, 5 for Wilson. They're both over the limit.
Let's mark this down. That was 46-44.
Edom for 3, no. And deflected, and Zulinger runs it down for Wilson out near half court. Drives, kicks it back. Gruber for 3.
Great pass. Great look by Cam Zulinger to find Gruber wide open.
Back to a 7-point Wilson advantage. Now Akings will foul Kamara in the open floor, which will put him on the line. That's not a good foul by Karel Akings. In the bonus, Kamara goes back to the free throw line, and he's a great free throw shooter. You're stopping the clock. You're giving your opponent a chance to shoot 2 free throws, and a good free throw shooter at that in Jeremiah Kamara, who's 4 for 4 at the line in this quarter. The Red Knights are going to try to weather the storm a little bit now with Rosario out of the game after those 2 fouls give him 4. Again, a personal and a technical.
This is a big stretch. The Red Knights have to keep their composure. This is really critical stage of the game here.
So Kamara makes the first, and now another. 49.8 left in the third, and that's no good. Fight for the rebound. Akings and Jacob fighting for it. Possession now is going to keep it Reading High's basketball. So the Red Knights with a chance to make some more out of this. Down by 6, they'll inbound underneath their own bucket. Good job by Jameer Jacob to tie up on the offensive rebound and get another possession for his team. Samuel, Malave, Jones, Jacob, and Kamara, the 5 out there for the Red Knights. 40 seconds to go in the third. Francis Kamara wants 1 shot.
I think that's a smart move. He has the ball in the hands of his son, Jeremiah.
Especially with Rosario on the bench.
That's exactly. Got to buy some time here.
So they'll hold for a last shot here, down by 6. Clock is at 20. And this has become a staple of what the Red Knights do. More often when they have the lead, they'll hold and shorten the game at the end of every quarter. Now doing it down by 6. Kamara off the screen to the foul line. Jump shot, good.
That's a
with
big
5
basket.
seconds to go.
Got exactly what they wanted.
Will Wilson get a shot to beat the buzzer? Zulinger good if it goes from half court. It does not. And so Jeremiah Kamara right now keeping his team in the ball game after 3. Wilson 51, Reading 47. Back to West Lawn after this on WEEU in Reading.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Welcome back to Wilson High School basketball presented by Savage Auto Group, live here on WEEU with the Bulldogs on top of the Red Knights 51-47. And we get set to start period number 4 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. And this has been everything we would expect it to be from a Wilson-Reading game. And hats off to a hardy bunch who have turned out for this game.
A really nice crowd.
What to expect with the weather conditions, but they have turned out for this one to see Wilson and Reading, and they've gotten their money's worth.
Yeah, it's been a very hard-fought basketball game. Reading was on the verge of letting this thing slip away, down 8 a few times. The last time 44-36 with 4:09 left in the third quarter. They managed to stay in this game behind Jeremiah Kamara, who had 10 points in the third quarter. Now Wesley Rosario begins the fourth quarter on the bench, still with 4 fouls. Let's see how much time the Red Knights can buy till they can bring him back in.
Wilson will get the basketball to start the fourth. Again, Red Knights and Bulldogs with Wilson on top, 51-47 starting the fourth. Gruber with 22 as we start the fourth. Low post entry to Levan. Kick out corner, McFadden and 3. No. Fight for the rebound, and the Red Knights have it in the hands of Khalil Samuel. Samuel, Jones, Malave, Jacob, and Kamara, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights. Maybe not the 5 you might have thought of if you're a Reading High fan. That's 3 sophomores, a freshman, and a senior in Samuel, who's got the ball right now trying to get it inside to Jacob. Guarded by Levan on the baseline. Going to try to back him down and then kick it out for Malave. And now to Kamara, guarded by Gruber. Rich said a big third quarter for Kamara. Pulls up off the screen. Jumper, buried it.
It's a 2.
Huge bucket again for Jeremiah Kamara, and his team is down by 2, 51-49.
That was your spotlight player, Bob.
Yep.
And he has single-handedly kept the Red Knights in this thing.
6:50 to go, 61-59. Wilson on top. Gruber, step in, fadeaway, pure.
Wow. That was a really nice shot. Got himself a little bit of room, got away with maybe a push-off, and made the shot from the side.
Season high of 24 for Maddox. Gruber, it's back to a 4-point Bulldog advantage. Kamara, dribble drive, tied up and fouled. This one's going to be on John Edom.
And I think it's going to be a shooting foul. No,
they point underneath the bench.
Okay.
So Edom's third is first against Wilson in this fourth quarter, and
that's the right call. I saw an official raise his 2 fingers, and I thought, whoa, that's a shooting foul, but it's not.
So the Red Knights inbound underneath, back in the hands of Kamara, driving on Gruber, off balance, no, and Gruber pulls down the rebound.
That was a bit of a force, but honestly, he's the only offensive threat on the floor right now for the Red Knights.
Wilson has it for Akings in the paint, nowhere to go, kicks it back for Gruber. Gruber step back for 3. This one is short, tipped out. Malave has it. Outlet up ahead for Kamara. Against Gruber, no. Fight for the rebound, and Levan has it.
Tough finish for Kamara. Thought he had the angle on it. And didn't
now
get it.
Foul underneath as the Red Knights were a little bit slow to get down the floor defensively. And Luke Levan was in prime position. Jones in no man's land. That's a smart foul by the freshman.
Yeah. Levan had a big size advantage on him.
And so the Red Knights will inbound. The Bulldogs will inbound underneath. The Red Knights will get Xavier Beatty back in. Get a little more experience on the floor.
5:50 left, Bob. Let's see how long Francis Kamara waits.
Inbounds, Levan, catch and shoot off the inbounds, 4-2. Levan now with 8. The lead is 6, and a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 5:48 left to go in the ball game. It's Wilson 55, Reading 49. Back to West Lawn after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
5:48 left to go in this one. Wilson 55, Reading 49.
Let's see how long Francis Camara waits to bring Wesley Rosario back in this game with 4 fouls. There's 5:48 left. He's still on the bench. Reading down 6 with the basketball.
Luke Levan's field goal sent us to timeout with a 6-point lead and 8 now for Levan in the game. Bulldogs stretch the floor a little bit here. It's like a 1-2-2 with McFadden out at the point. They get it to the middle and now to the side. Samuel back on the floor for the Red Knights. Camara steps between the trap, lost the handle. Loose, Samuel picks it up. Finds a great pass to Camara, goes right at Levan, count the bucket and a foul. Jeremiah Camara with a huge bucket right at the 6'5" Luke Levan.
Yeah, it was a loose ball in the corner. Samuel got the ball to Camara. Levan standing between him and the basket. Didn't matter. He went right at him, scored the basket, drew the foul.
Jeremiah with a career high of 21 against Hazleton. He is pushing that tonight. He's got 5 1/4, 19 now in total. And he pulls his team back to within 3 at 55-52. 5:25 still to go.
He is the sole reason why the Red Knights are still in this game.
100%. And he's now guarding Carell Akings, who tries to beat him off the dribble and can't. And a flop and a foul called on Jeremiah Camara. He likes to do that. And he gets called for the foul instead. It's just his first. And only the second against Reading High in the quarter. Wilson inbounds under their own bucket. McFadden to the corner. Akings catch and shoot. No. Tipped around and out of, nope. Edom saved it back to Levan. Stripped out of his hands back to McFadden. He will drive. Not there. And Beatty pulls down the rebound. Samuel on the open floor. Up ahead for Camara. And can't get the shot, but he draws the foul again. This one again will be on Edom, I believe. Yep, John Edom on the foul. That's going to be his 4th. And back to the free throw line comes Jeremiah Camara. Francis Camara is trying to get Wesley Rosario back in the game, but not without a little bit of a talking to. Again, Rosario got teed up in this ball game in a crucial spot. I called for a foul, reacted badly to it, and got teed up, and the Red Knights got him off the floor.
That was a tough love talk.
Yeah, it was.
It was given to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Need you in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now Jeremiah Camara, as Rich said, pretty much keeping the Red Knights in this by himself.
No doubt about it.
He's going to shoot 2 more for Reading High.
The Red Knights have 20 points this half. He's got 16 of them.
And misses the first free throw. That'll get Zulinger in and Edom out. It'll get Rosario in as well and Jones out. It also, to our point, gets another scorer on the floor for Reading High in Wesley Rosario. Although he has only 2 points tonight. But as Francis Camara describes him, he is our engine. And Jeremiah, his son, makes the second free throw. 55-53 Bulldogs. 4:57 left to play in West Lawn. McFadden, Zulinger, Gruber, Levan, and Akings for Wilson.
Francis Camara yelling at the officials to call 3
Dangerous
seconds.
pass. It's stolen by Malave. Up ahead to Rosario for Camara. And we're tied. And a timeout by the Red Knights. The steal on one end leads to the bucket on the other end. How often we say that about Reading? And they have tied the game up at 55. We'll take a timeout with 4:27 left to go in the fourth period. We are tied at 55 when we come back to West Lawn after this.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away. Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
With 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the ballgame, we have our fifth tie of the night. This one at 55 apiece. Our last one was at 30-30.
Interesting substitution. Francis Kamara has taken out his son Jeremiah with 4:25 left, probably just to give him a brief rest because he has carried the Red Knights this half.
For sure. He's got 22 as he's out for the time being. We'll see how long that time being is. Wilson with the basketball following the Reading timeout. And Beatty, with that long reach, comes up with another Red Knight steal. Gruber went for the pass at the high post, and Beatty just plucked it out of the air. Rosario down low to Beatty, guarded by Levan. Waits for Malave to come his way. The sophomore for the baseline, no. McFadden skies for the rebound. Wilson quickly across half court, kicked out of bounds by Malave, and it'll stay Bulldog basketball. 3:50 to go in the ballgame.
You know Reading's defense is active with all the tips and kicks and that they're getting.
Akings from the high screen, drives, forces his way inside, missed it, tipped around and tipped right back to McFadden and now to Gruber. To Zulinger for three, no. Long rebound, and it's Beatty again. Xavier Beatty extremely active tonight for the Red Knights.
Yeah. Wilson has had several chances inside the paint in the last 6 minutes or so and haven't been able to finish.
Low post is Samuel, guarded by Gruber on the mismatch, trying to take him in. It does, and the Red Knights lead.
Really nice left-handed move by Khalil Samuel.
Lead change, number 2, puts it back in the Red Knights' favor with 3:10 to go, 57-55, running high. McFadden across half court, guarded by Malave. Looking for Levan, backdoor, Gruber, no!
Again, another layup that they couldn't finish. Gruber thought he got fouled. I'm not so sure about that.
I didn't see one either, as the Red Knights will get Kamara back in. So Jeremiah out for about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
That's game time, a minute and a half. He's back in, a little bit of rest under his bones with 22 points, and Bulldogs with the basketball.
I think that was a warning. The official said put it in the book. I think it was a warning.
It's a warning
high bench.
it's regards to the coaches' boxes. Just make sure everybody's in control. Again, this is a veteran officiating crew. They're going to make sure this one's under control. McFadden inbounds out high for Gruber. Inside of 3 minutes to go, the Red Knights on top. Bulldogs with the basketball. Zulinger around for Akins. Now to Gruber, looking for Levan. Good entry pass and a foul from behind on Beatty.
Yep. Had to call that.
And that's the third against the Red Knights. And I believe the second against Beatty it is. So no harm, no foul in that particular case. McFadden to Levan. No, missed it. Gets his own rebound at home, and we're tied again.
Short armed the first shot. Got the ball back. Didn't short arm the second one. We have a tie.
Biggest night in the offensive side for Levan for a while. He's got 10. We're tied at 57. 2:25 left to play in the ballgame. Kamara out near half court for Rosario. Looks for the back door. It's closed. Rosario to the foul line. Drives and travels.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. Didn't hold his pivot foot.
Ran right into Levan and nowhere to go. And the Red Knight turnover gives it back to Wilson with 2:15 to go. Gruber, McFadden, Akings, Zulinger, and Levan for Wilson. Beatty, Rosario, Kamara, Malave, and Samuel for the Red Knights.
Samuel guarding Gruber now. Samuel did a decent job guarding Kingston McCoy in the third quarter Tuesday night.
Zulinger drives, and this will be a block on Kamara.
Yeah, that was a flop.
Tried to slide in and draw the charge, but it's a blocking foul on Kamara, his second, team's fourth.
Yeah, tried to get it, but that was the right call. That was a block.
Inside of 2 minutes to go in the ball game. 57-57.
Next Reading foul, though, puts Wilson at the line.
Entry pass. Gruber, corner three, hit the side of the board. Beatty out ahead of the pack, and Gruber will foul him so he can't finish it off.
That's a good foul by Maddox Gruber.
I believe that's his second, and it's the fourth against Wilson. That is the numbers. 2 for Gruber, 2 for Wilson, so team fouls are 4 apiece.
So next foul by either team puts the other team at the line to shoot 2.
Reading a 69% free throw shooting team on the year. Wilson 62. Red Knights. Samuel has to hurry, has to throw it all the way out to Rosario out between the circles. 1:50 to go in the ball game, tied at 57.
I think this one's going down.
Roll, Beatty! Nobody's fouled. What a beautifully executed play by Reading High.
Great look from Rosario to Beatty. Went to the basket against Levan, drew for Levan's fourth foul, just couldn't finish. But he's going to the line to shoot 2.
First trip to the line tonight for Xavier Beatty, who has been, so much bigger piece of the puzzle for the Red Knights tonight. And he misses the first of 2 free throws. 0 for 2 now on the season at the line. Still a minute 38 left in this one. And the second by Beatty goes halfway down and spins out. So a lost trip there for the Red Knights.
Yeah, that was a golden opportunity. Could have had a 3-point play, ended up with nothing.
So we're still tied at 57 with 90 seconds to play. McFadden looks at Matt Coldren and says, what do we want, coach? Gives it for Gruber. Screen by Levan. Screen and roll. Levan has to chase it down, and the defense comes to him, but he hooks it over the top of him.
Wow, he was in an awkward position. Maddox Gruber with a nice dish.
12 for Levan, 6 of them in the quarter. The Red Bulldogs are back up on top. 59-57, 105 left to play.
Bob, I'm not a basketball genius, but I got to think either Kamara or Rosario is going to take the shot here.
Rosario off the screen. Screen and roll, no. Score instead for Rosario and a foul. Wesley Rosario finished it himself and a foul.
I think that's on Levan, and that is on Levan. That's his 5th.
Wow, that's a double dip for the Bulldogs because this gives the Red Knights a chance to take the lead if Rosario finishes off the 3. And now Luke Levan, who's having himself a night, has fouled out of the game with 12 points.
And believe it or not, that was only Wesley Rosario's 2nd basket of the night.
The first coming all the way back in the first quarter. He had 2 points at the foul line, but he stepped on the line on both of them. So he's back at the free throw line. Try to give the Red Knights the lead. He does not. Levan has the rebound. We're tied at 59.
Let's see if Matt Cauldron wants to play for 1, he might call a timeout, and that's what he's doing.
He does indeed.
They may very well play for 1.
He's going to talk about it for sure. We're going to find out when we come back to West Lawn what his decision is. 41.9 left to go in this one. Reading 59, Wilson 59. Don't go anywhere. More high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group on WEEU in Reading.
Hi, I'm Emma Linderman, a senior at Berks Catholic High School. At my school, we have 4 pillars of success: God, family, academics, and fun. Fun is an important aspect to my high school experience. BC offers a wide variety of clubs and activities to help me build my resume for college, in addition to being an outlet to help me create new relationships and memories that will last a lifetime. I love being a Saint.
Come be a part of something amazing. For more information or to schedule a shadow day, please visit berkscatholic.org. And it's always a great day to be a Saint.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Well, the calendar says December. Mother Nature says February based on the weather we got here. And this place feels like February, too. This has felt like a playoff game.
Yeah,
for
it sure does. Oh, no, Reading's back to the wall. Started 0-2 in league play. And the Red Knights have fought like this game means a lot to them, because it does.
And we'll see how the Bulldogs choose to go here. 41.9 was the time at the timeout, and Wilson has it and playing right now what appears to be a little keep away.
Yeah, Michael Glover in for Luke Levan, who had fouled out, and it looks like they're going to try to play for one. And Reading's got to be careful because the next foul puts the Bulldogs on the line. He got a timeout.
And Wilson will call another timeout. So he's going to kill some time. And, of course, the other piece of this is one guy on this floor for sure cannot commit a foul for Reading High, and that's Wesley Rosario. Because he's got 4.
Correct. The other thing, Bob, I want to make a point of this. That key possession, Francis Camara had freshman Cam Jones on the floor to play defense. Very interesting. It tells you what he thinks of him.
Come visit your favorite spot in Laurel, Shirley's Cafe and Tequila Bar. We know you're hungry, and Shirley's has you covered with nightly food and drink specials, including a wing special for Sunday football games from noon until 10 p.m. Come check out the great service and fun atmosphere at Shirley's Cafe for lunch and dinner any day of the week. 20.5 left to go in this one. 50, I might as well say it now, in regulation. 20.5 left to go in this one.
I have a feeling we're going to be here for a little bit.
59-59 is our score. Don't forget, don't go anywhere. Our postgame show presented by Pizza Como. We'll have our Reading Fight Phil's player of the game, our American Diner play of the game when this one is over with, including words with our winning coach and our player, one of the players of our game. 20.5 left in this one. Wilson basketball after they ran 20 seconds off the clock. They'll try and do the same now.
I'm going to guess that 3 guys will touch the ball here for Wilson. Tommy McFadden is inbounding, Maddox Gruber and Corell Akings, and that's it.
Gruber has it now, guarded by Jones. Senior guarded by freshman. 15 seconds to go. Gives it up for McFadden, guarded by Kamara. 10 seconds to go. McFadden gives it up for Gruber. They set the screen by Glover. Screen and roll isn't there. 5, Glover. Gruber for the win. No. High for the rebound to Glover. Good if it goes. It does not. And as we said, overtime in West Lawn. Bulldogs had 2 shots. They came up empty.
Yeah, great defense in the half court by the Red Knights. Gruber had to take a long 3, and it was over the outstretched arms of Xavier Beatty. That missed. Michael Glover got the rebound, maybe about 8 feet from the basket, and quickly put a shot up. It just didn't fall.
So we will take a breather. Everybody will try and get a little bit of composure and maybe a little bit of rest as well. And we'll play 4 more minutes of basketball. We get back in overtime. We're tied after regulation. Wilson 59, Reading 59. More high school basketball in WEEU after this.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Doors. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
4 minutes to give now of extra basketball. We go into overtime. And Wilson and Reading set to begin. 59-59 after 32 minutes. We'll play 4 more. Each team now gets an extra timeout in the overtime session. Officials checking with both coaches, telling Reading they've got 3 left. Wilson has 2 left with that extra timeout.
Luke Levan has already fouled out for Wilson. Wesley Rosario has 4 for Reading. John Edom has 4 for Wilson.
Rosario right to the basket, and the Red Knights lead in overtime.
Yeah, that no hesitation there by Rosario.
61-59. Red Knights back up on top. 5 in the quarter. Since the 4th quarter as Kamara runs into McFadden, and that will put Tommy McFadden on the free throw line. The fouls for the quarter roll into overtime.
Yes, they do.
So the team fouls now are 5 apiece. We'll shoot 2 free throws on every foul from this point forward. Tom McFadden will shoot 2 as Kamara picks up his 3rd.
Tommy McFadden has not scored since the 1st quarter. Scored on a basket inside the lane.
Wiping up a little perspiration on the floor. You can understand why.
For those of you listening to our broadcast, I'll just pass along this college football playoff score. It's Notre Dame 14, Indiana nothing early in the second quarter.
Don't forget, Penn State, SMU, 12 noon kickoff tomorrow. Join Rich and myself for Nittany Extras. Start the coverage at 10 a.m. as Tom McFadden at the free throw line makes the first. And a look for one more to tie the game back up. McFadden fighting through some ankle injuries to delay his start of the season last year. Had some illness issues to start his season this year. Makes them both, and we're tied again at 61. 3:40 to go, overtime.
McFadden still guarding Rosario. He's done a really nice job on him.
Rosario gives it up for Kamara, who's guarded by Edom,
who has 4 fouls.
Correct. Gives it back for Rosario. Red Knights being patient. Rosario's off the screen by Beatty. Drives, dumps it for Beatty. Bumped and fouled by Glover. Again with that screen and roll with Rosario and Beatty. And this is going to put Xavier Beatty on the line. And that's 3 now on Glover.
That's 4. 4 on Glover, Bob.
I thought it was 4-2, but the scoreboard says 3.
Yeah, Matt, official scorer is sitting next to me. He's saying 4.
Okay. That's what I thought as well, as Beatty's back to the free throw line shooting 2, and he misses the first again.
Xavier is not a particularly good free throw shooter.
He is not.
Hasn't been.
He is not. Has 0 for 3 now on the night. Now they corrected the scoreboard for 4, and Beatty missed them both. The rebound,
wow,
ultimately controlled by Glover after a little juggle.
Khalil Samuel almost had that, took it away, and almost was right under the basket. Could have scored.
61-61, 3:05 to play in overtime. Glover for McFadden, left wing, guarded by Malave. Malave off the Glover screen for Edom.
Reading overplaying a lot of the passing lanes.
To Akings, left side. Drives, kicks, one more pass. Edom for 3. No. McFadden skies and gets the rebound and bumped out the Gruber, and Malave couldn't put on the brakes and ran into him.
Wrong guy you want to put on the line if you're Red Knights.
He will shoot 2. He's 5 for 9 at the free throw line tonight, but 80% coming in. And makes the first. Zulinger back in now for Wilson, and Glover will come out.
Kamara in for Reading. Jones out.
Offensive, defensive substitutions both ways. Certainly for Kamara getting back in there, and for Jones. And Gruber misses the second. Beatty has the rebound. It's a 1-point Bulldog lead, 62-61. 2:40 in overtime. Rosario dribbles himself to the right side, right in front of the Red Knight bench. Off the screen, going to pop for 3 in the lead. No. Rebound controlled by Samuel, and another look for the Red Knights. Falling on his backside, Khalil Samuel kept that alive. Kamara drives, blocked by McFadden. Edom, outlet pass for Gruber. Gruber to the basket, count it. Tommy McFadden with a defensive
Great
play.
defensive play by McFadden. And he's gotten some rebounds. I didn't realize he has such great hops.
64-61, Bulldogs on top. 2 minutes to play, Red Knights with the basketball. Rosario, right wing, guarded by McFadden. Off the screen. Rosario dumps it inside. Beatty. Nobody's fouled. So again,
Not a bad foul.
Rosario and Beatty working it, but the problem is for Xavier Beatty, can he convert at the foul line? He's missed 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's not a bad foul by McFadden, his third. Beatty has been struggling from the line.
1:48 still to play in this one. Beatty's first. No. Makes the second.
That's 1 for 6 from the line for Beatty. Cuts the lead to 2.
It's also 11 points for Xavier Beatty now on the night. And that's a new career high. He had 7 last year in a game against Cheltenham, but with 1:48 to go in the game, a timeout on the floor by Reading High, with the deficit 2 for the Red Knights at 64-62.
Let's remember that block by Tommy McFadden and the outlet pass to Maddox Gruber that gave Wilson a 3-point lead at 64-61. It's now 64-62 Wilson basketball.
And if this holds up, that could very well be our American Diner play of the game. I'll be part of our post-game show coming up, presented to you by Pizza Como with 1:48 left to go in the ballgame. Wilson 64, Reading 62. What a great game it has been. It's what we expected these two teams to do every night. And again, it's what we also expect Division I to be like.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that much tonight, but this Division I is just going to be crazy all winter.
I can't imagine there's going to be a whole lot of easy ones.
No, there can't be.
It'll be Bulldog basketball after the made free throw by Beatty. And the Red Knights, as you might expect, will pick up full court.
And also in Division I tonight, we just got a final. Berks Catholic 65, Muhlenberg 61.
And pretty much
says
on
it all,
cue,
yep.
the tight ball game in that one. This one 64-62 with 1:35 to go. Wilson on top, and they've got the basketball playing some keep away right now. Running some clock. Zulinger with the basketball, guarded by Beatty.
Let's see if they get the ball to McFadden with Rosario guarding him. Rosario has 4 fouls.
Red Knights don't need to overplay. It's
really
a 2-point game.
They can be patient, too.
Yep. 1:10 to go. McFadden out high for Akins.
Where's Rosario? Rosario, that's why I would have Rosario on Zulinger.
Edom now has it. Inside of a minute to go. Zulinger chased by Rosario, who's got 4 fouls.
Yeah, he couldn't take a chance. There's a foul on Malave.
Malave with the hand check foul will be a foul again on Gruber, and back to the free throw line goes Maddox.
Yeah. And Rosario had a chance to steal the ball from Zulinger, and he didn't want to be aggressive. He didn't want to pick up that 5th foul.
So Maddox Gruber right back to the stripe where he just went 1 for 2. Chance to make this a 2-possession game if he can hit them both. And he makes the first. 6 1/4, 28 for Maddox Gruber. Jeremiah Kamara back in for the Red Knights. And another free throw coming for the senior Maddox Gruber. 4-point Bulldog lead, 66-62.
Reading's just got to take it easy, be patient. They don't need a 3, but they need a basket. They need take an easy 2 if you can get it.
Rosario to the baseline. Rosario kick out. Malave left alone for 3. In and out. Skied for the rebound is McFadden, and he's fouled.
Tommy McFadden has only 4 points, but he has come up big here in the 4th quarter and in overtime for the Wilson Bulldogs.
Matt Coldren has talked to us about the athleticism of Tom McFadden. He had a monster soccer season in the fall.
We've seen it tonight.
And we've seen that athleticism tonight here in West Lawn.
He's held Wesley Rosario to 6 points.
Correct. It's not been explosive offensively, but he's done a great job defensively and now helping a lot on the boards and has his hands on the ball a lot, trying to kill time as well. And now he's back at the free throw line shooting 2 more. He makes the first, and Matt Coldren will call a timeout. We'll keep it here. Full 31.6 left to go. And Matt Coldren wanting to talk to his kids a little bit with a now 5-point lead with still another free throw coming from Tom McFadden. So it's really a chance for Red Knights as well. Matt Coldren, in a lot of ways, kind of helping the Red Knights a little bit, for them to talk a little bit of strategy and take a breather as well with a right now 5 and maybe a 6-point deficit with 31.6 left to go. Red Knights still have a couple of timeouts left to use. Wilson has 1.
Yeah, Wilson has 1 timeout. Reading has 2 left.
Correct.
So Reading is not out of this. Even if Tommy McFadden makes this second free throw to put Wilson up 6, Reading will get the basketball and has the 2 timeouts left, but they're going to need a quick basket. They're going to need now they're going to need a 3. If Tommy McFadden makes this to make it a 6-point game, Reading's going to need a 3.
Nelson Malave's hit 2 threes in this game so far. Khalil Samuel has hit 1.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Samuels. Yep.
Jeremiah Kamara, who hit a ton of threes a season ago, has 4 on the year, has not found that range, but he's certainly found other ways to score tonight.
Yeah, he really kept Reading in this game in the second half.
So McFadden, after the Bulldog timeout, back to the line to shoot that second free throw. And it missed, and a foul on the rebound. Zulinger on the reach-in, got his hands caught tied up with Beatty. Good news, bad news.
Yeah, that's a tough call. Tough call. And it's not necessarily, I don't think he tried to foul him, but the fact is Xavier Beatty's going to the line, and he's just 1 for 6.
Right. That's the good news and the bad news. The good news is Reading gets a chance to score on the other end with no time going off the clock. The bad news is that Beatty, who just made the last one, is 1 for 6 at the free throw line here in the quarter. That was short. Pulled the string a little bit on that one. Cam Jones back into the game now for the Red Knights. And Rosario will come out. That's offense. Again, protect him with the 4 fouls.
Yep. Because they have to, Reading has 2 timeouts
and they got to chase.
Yes.
So Beatty for 1 more free throw. And that one's home.
Yep.
12 for Xavier Beatty, and now a timeout for the Red Knights, who now trail by 4, 67-63. Bulldogs on top, 30.4 left. So both teams now have 1 timeout to use. Last game for both teams before the holiday break. Reading High will play in their own holiday break, or the whole holiday tournament. They always host the holiday tournament at the Geigel, December 27th and 28th. Wilson actually has a non-leaguer at Chambersburg on Monday. And then the Bulldogs traditionally play in the Hempfield holiday tournament. They'll do that Friday and Saturday of next week. So it's getting to that time now where it's holiday tournament time for all the high school basketball teams, those who are opting to do it over the course of next week. Again, our coverage will return on January the 6th after our Berks Catholic Wyomissing girls game on Monday. January 6th, it'll be Wilson at Muhlenberg. And then on Thursday of that week, we'll see the Exeter Eagles for the first time, and we will be at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium at Berks Catholic for that one. And don't forget, starting on that January the 6th game and throughout January, the return of our scoreboard show as part of our post-game coverage here on WEEU. Bulldogs fouled Edom. Cam Jones commits the foul on John Edom, who has not scored in this game for the Bulldogs. At the free throw line for the first time, 5 for 7 on the season.
That's who Reading wanted a foul. Francis Camaro was very happy. He instructed Cam Jones to foul him, so let's see if it pays off.
Still 25.3 left in the ballgame. By the way, speaking of John Edom, on our social media pages at WEEU, check out John Edom, who was mic'd up by our sports crew, and got a look at John Edom at practice and talking with his team, and he makes the first free throw very calmly, the senior at the line. Rosario back in now for the Red Knights. As Edom at the line will shoot a second. And makes them both. So John Edom calmly steps to the line, makes it a 6-point game at 69-63.
Red Knights got to hurry here, 20 seconds.
Rosario across half court, guarded by McFadden, drive, kick back. Samuel for 3, no, rebounded by Gruber. And fouled with 10.6 left to go. Red Knights had an open look, but could not get it. So Maddox Gruber at the free throw line with 10.6 to go, looking to put this one on ice in overtime.
You know, the Red Knights really, really put up a fight tonight, and it's something to build on. Again, we've said it the last 2 games we've had them. They're going to get better as the season goes on because they're such a young team. But now they're in a deep hole in this division.
Yeah, it's a much different feeling. I mean, you know, there is no such thing as moral victories, but it's a different feeling in this one than what we witnessed on Tuesday at the Geigel when the Saints beat them 73-52.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. This was a really gutty effort by the Red Knights is just going to fall short.
And playing without Justin DeCastro, who's one of their top scorers as well.
Yes.
2 for 2 for Gruber. It's an 8-point game. Rosario across half court. The Bulldogs will have the come-from-behind victory. Rosario on a kick-out for Kamara. 3. If it goes, it does not. And the Wilson Bulldogs will hold off the Reading Red Knights on their home floor. The final score, Wilson 71, Reading High 63 in overtime. The Bulldogs take the W. Wilson improves to 6-1 on the season. Reading, a tough loss tonight. The Red Knights fall to 1-6. We will take a timeout when we come back to West Lawn, our postgame show presented by Pizza Como right after this.
Got a special event? Let Render's Markets cover the catering with their delicious selection of party platters and prepared foods. Host the best brunch with their sunrise brioche sliders, wraps, and fruit trays. Treat your guests to Render's assortment of pastries and cakes, or take your party to the next level with fried or rotisserie chicken, shrimp cocktail trays, traditional or boneless wings, and even more easy-to-heat meals made by our executive chefs. Put down the apron and pick up the party with Render's Catering. Check out the menu at the market or order online at rendersmarkets.com.
Hi, I'm Noah Newswinger, student body president at Berks Catholic High School. My school offers a wide variety of advanced curriculum combined with 21st century technology in the classroom for the most effective interactive experience. Our faculty develops close relationships with their students through small classroom settings to challenge and excel each individual. We have top-notch college counselors that provide the best service for your potential in post-secondary education through their remarkable efforts in strategic decision-making. Berks Catholic prepares you to be college-ready and life-ready.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is the Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cards and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and the Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. And as we have this game finally in the books with Wilson holding off Reading High in overtime, 71-63. Rich Garcella's on the floor. Take it away, Rich.
Bob, thank you. We're adding up. I'm with Matt. Wilson coach Matt Cauldron and Wilson senior Maddox Gruber. Maddox is having trouble digesting the fact that he scored a career-high 32 points tonight in the Bulldogs' hard-fought victory. Maddox, coach told us before the game he expected the Red Knights to come out with their backs to the wall like wounded animal. What did you guys expect from them?
We expected the same thing. We know that they were a wounded animal and they were going to come ready to play.
Can you talk about the second half without the way you guys were on the verge of breaking it open and they kept coming at you? What did it take for you guys to hold them off?
I mean, Coach Cauldron at halftime just told us that we need to lock in, and we came out, we locked in, and did what we had to.
We're going to talk about one specific play in the overtime. Tommy McFadden made a block at this end, threw an outlet pass to you. Tommy had a couple big rebounds in this game. How much does he mean to this team?
So much. You know, he's our best defender. We put him on the best guy, and he does his job, so I'm super proud of him.
Maddox, thank you. Well, let's send you to the locker room. Congratulations. I'm going to talk to Coach Cauldron, or he's going to talk to me, I should say. Matt, seriously, though, let's first talk about Maddox. You thought he had a quiet 32 points, but
I knew Maddox. Maddox is our guy. You know, we go as he goes. But if you would have asked me, I would have said maybe 20. You know, maybe it's because he missed a couple fouls that he normally makes. He's pretty good from the foul line. It was a little off tonight, but I'm happy he scored 32. Obviously, we needed all 32 from him tonight because the effort. Little disappointed in the effort tonight.
In what way?
Just everything. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm probably most disappointed in myself. I don't have these guys where they need to be at this point in the year, and we can use the late start from football as an excuse all we want, but I'm not reaching them right now, and the things that I want them doing, we're not doing in games, both defensively and offensively. So that 100% goes on me. I've been here a long time. They're young teenagers. That's my job to guide them, and I'm not doing a very good job right now.
You're 6-1. Let me just remind you of that.
I get that. But, yeah, we're 6-1. I'll take it. Listen, along the way, you need luck. And you need to have games where you don't play real well
and you need to pull them out. Ugly games, which we did tonight. But like I said, I think I'm just angry at myself because this is not the squad that I know we could be. And then, again, I'm the head guy, so those fall on me.
You told Bob and I before the game that you expected the best from Reading High tonight.
Always.
And with their backs against the wall, they were off to an 0-2 league start. You said they were going to be wounded animals. Do you think they played like that?
Oh, they did. Without a doubt, they did. And guess what? Besides, Rosario and Kamara, that's a young team. So they gained great experience tonight. But kudos to them. And again, I don't think people understand the Reading Wilson thing. I've been doing this a long time, and you can throw the records out the door. There were some years, obviously, when they had a Lonnie Walker and we had a Stevie Mitchell sometimes where they were a little more lopsided than normal. But, neither team's got a major high-level Division I guy. So, it's always going to be heated. It's a clean battle. Coach Kamara does a great job. He has them battling. So I expected nothing less. I'm just disappointed in myself and us and how we performed, and we got a lot of things to fix.
You had told us, too, you wanted Tommy McFadden to. Tonight, he only scored 4 points, but he had some big rebounds and had that big block shot in overtime through the outlet pass to Maddox. How important was he for you guys tonight?
Well, I think if you were watching the game, the last 3 minutes, the rebounds that he gets, he jumps like nobody else. And again, it's me. I haven't reached him yet. Like, I've seen that guy on a soccer field and him absolute dominate. I've seen him in workouts this summer with us and at practices. He dominates, and I'm not reaching him right now. Like, I need him to dominate because he has it in him. So, again, I know I keep repeating myself, but I need to do a better job, and it needs to start tonight. Like, I gotta talk to them. I got to get in the film room, and we got to do a better job of communicating and doing the things that we're capable of.
You have Chambersburg Monday?
Yeah, we have Chambersburg Monday.
Yeah, that's going to be quite a battle.
It's without a doubt. They have a high-level D1 guard. I believe he won the state championship in the high jump, but that's a well-coached team also. And then we turn around right after Christmas, and we get a team from Baltimore who's high-level team. They travel all over the place. So we're going to keep working. I love this time where we don't have school, so we can get in the gym a little bit and we can work on things. So I'm hoping over the next 2 weeks I do my job.
Last thing for me is this Division I race. Tonight, Berks Catholic beat Muhlenberg by 4. Okay. Your last 2 games decided by 3 points at Mifflin. Tonight, this goes to overtime. What's this Division I race going to look like?
It's crazy. I think you and I talked before the game tonight. I truly believe the division winner is going to have 3, maybe 4 losses. I'd be shocked if they don't have 3 losses, to be honest with you. It's just every night you got to be ready to go. Some teams match up better with others. When you play Muhlenberg and Reading, you need strong guard play. So it's every night it's going to be something different, but you can't have an off night. And I'll be honest with you, we've had 2 of them in the league, both at home, which is kind of disappointing. I thought we were pretty bad against BC, and I thought as a team we were not taking anything away from Reading. I thought we were pretty bad tonight, but we won ugly, and I'll take the win.
Matt, thanks so much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you in January.
I appreciate you guys, and go Nittany Lions tomorrow. I hope you do a great job.
I'll try.
Bring them some luck. Drive safe up there.
Thanks, bud. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you very much. Matt Colgin wins number 414 in his soon-to-be Hall of Fame career at the Wilson Bulldogs, and they do it in overtime. Took an extra 4 minutes, but it certainly was worth the wait for Wilson Bulldog fans. They hold off the Red Knights 71-63. We'll take a timeout, our last timeout. We'll come back with our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, our American Diner play of the game, and wrap up a great night of basketball here on WEEU after this.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Hi, I'm Bryce Gumby, a senior at Berks Catholic High School. One of my favorite things about my school is our strong community, which feels like a family. We love, care, and respect each other, much like my own family. We help each other live out our mission to lead productive lives of service and to reach heaven one day. Come be part of something great.
The class of 2024 earned a record $24.66 million in college scholarships. Please visit berkscatholic.org. It's always a great day to be a Saint.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como postgame show. It's time now for our play of the game, and that's brought to you by Running Fighting Phil's and their all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R-Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R-Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet, meeting, and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. If it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the R-Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. And our player of the game, Rich Garcella, just spent some time talking with him. He didn't believe him, but he did indeed have a career-high 32 points. That tops by one the 31 he dropped on Berks Catholic last year in the county semifinal. I think he probably knew after that game he might have had 31 because he was lights out in that one, but he didn't know he had 32 in this one.
Yeah, he had just a steady game.
Yep. He had 2 points in the first quarter at the foul line.
It was crazy, but he played so well down the stretch, and so did Tommy McFadden, coming up with like Matt Cauldron said, the big rebounds and that block shot that turned into a fast break basket. That was the game,
and that was indeed our play of the game, brought to you by the American Diner in West Reading. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late-night snack, you'll find a variety of menu items and homemade desserts. American Diner serves breakfast all day. Dinner entrees include dinner rolls and butter, soup and salad bar, and a choice of potato or vegetable. There's a full senior citizen menu that includes a free dessert, and military veterans receive a 10% discount. Open daily 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and serving the community for generations since 1994. Rich just mentioned it. 62-61 was the score at the time. Wilson was on top. Reading High had the basketball, driving inside. Tommy McFadden came up with the block, controlled it, kicked it out to Maddox Gruber, who scores on the other end, and the Bulldogs' lead grows to 3 at 64-61. All of that coming in the final moments of overtime, and the Bulldogs pull away at the foul line for what ultimately comes as an 8-point victory, 71-63. But that defensive play by Tom McFadden and the kick out that leads to the bucket the other way for Maddox Gruber was our American Diner play of the game. And a big win for Wilson, another tough loss for the Red Knights. Again, we said this in the closing moments. No moral victories of any kind. But the one thing that Francis Camara certainly saw from his team, going all the way back, Rich, to our pregame show, was the Red Knights playing with a level of confidence, the belief that they can play with and beat anyone. And I think they played that way for 36 minutes.
And toughness. We saw their toughness for 32 minutes tonight. We didn't see that against Muhlenberg, against Berks Catholic, our last 2 Reading games. You saw a lot of good things here tonight by the Red Knights, playing without their second leading scorer, Justin DeCastro, out with a hip injury. And really, I think the big story for them is Jeremiah Kamara. The way he stepped up in the second half and carried the Red Knights, kept them in the game, and then helped force overtime. I think that's a positive going forward for them.
And one more. They might have found another bench player in Nelson Malave. He was outstanding in the first quarter. He ended up with 14 points, but 13 of them in the first quarter when the Red Knights jumped out to a 21-13 lead.
Yeah.
So Kamara with 22, Malave with 14, 12 for Xavier Beatty. He also was big tonight for the Red Knights. Khalil Samuel with 9 and 7 for Wesley Rosario.
and the Red Knights total of 63. Maddox Gruber, again, the game-high scoring honor, and our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game with 32. Luke Levan, also a much better spot in this game for the Bulldogs before he eventually fouled out. He was in double figures with 12. Grell Akings also in double figures with 10. 5 for Tom McFadden, 4 for Michael Glover, 3 for Cam Zulinger, 3 as well for Henry Michelle, and 2 for John Edom, including 2, and those 2 were 2 big free throws in our overtime session. Reading falls to 1-6. 0-3 in Section 1 of the Berks Basketball Conference. Wilson goes to 6-1 overall and now 3-1 in the conference. Reminder of what comes next. Tomorrow, Penn State football, Penn State SMU, noon kickoff. Steve Jones, Jack Hamill have the call of the game for you here on WEEU. Rich Garcella and yours truly will kick it off. Our coverage at 10 a.m. tomorrow with Nittany Extra. Hope you can join us for that. And then on Sunday, Eagles, Commanders, 1 o'clock kickoff. Merrill Reese and Mike Quick will have the call here on WEU. And then Rich and I will be back at it again on Monday night, our first girls coverage of the season. We will be at Wyomissing. Should be a good one. Berks Catholic and Wyomissing. 7 o'clock is tip-off time. We will have it as our basketball coverage presented by Savage Auto Group continues here on WEU. And again, if you haven't found it yet, or if your friends haven't found it yet, or your relatives outside the area, you can watch all of our coverage for free on at 8:30 WEU Sports on our YouTube channel. That's going to do it for our coverage tonight. Enjoy Penn State on Saturday, the Eagles on Sunday, and we'll be back at it with high school basketball. Rich, safe trips to State College tomorrow. My name is Bob McCool. Thanks to Drew Kaufman and his staff here at Wilson High School for the hospitality. Thanks to Matt Knob, Jeff Nolan, back at the WEU studios for keeping the show on the road. For all of us here at WEU Radio, thanks for listening, everyone. The final score in overtime, Wilson 71, Reading High 63. We'll have more high school basketball for you on Monday night.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Berks Catholic High School, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Reading, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fightin' Phils, Savage Auto Group, Shirley's Cafe, Shore Stay Best Western Hotel in Reading, Senda Auto Sales, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
Listen all season long for comprehensive